just absolutely impressive numbers as far as individual days for not only individual stocks, but the overall market. This is, in fact, the biggest single day post-CPI rally ever in the history of the NASDAQ, 51 years. You're looking at the biggest single day rally post-CPI for... my mic is fine, Lucas. Stop freaking me out. It sounds weird. That's because it fell. Maybe, yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
Mic even on? All right. Yeah, no, I had Brendan in my ear, and I was like, something does sound a bit off there. But yeah, what an amazing run, Rune. You and I were just talking about how crazy like March of 2020 was, April of 2020. Obviously, we had COVID-related moves happening there. I remember the market opened and then halted right away. Like, just some crazy memories it all brings back. And I mean, today, like... I don't know if people thought I was joking yesterday when I said NASDAQ, the Q's to 280. The NASDAQ's up 6.25% right now and still rocking to the high side. So I don't know, like here's the Q's right here. We talked about 280 yesterday and I was like, I don't know if it's gonna get there or not, but that might be a decent lotto. That's exactly where we're at. I don't remember the NASDAQ up 6.25% rallying and even more. And even when we were doing the midday show there, Prad was like, hey, are we going to get to 11,500? And I was like, yeah, probably. But there it is. It's right here, right now. So absolute insanity going down through the market right now, Arun. You still long or what's up with you?
No, they got me out. We'll talk about it when we get around to positions. That last little move that came down got me out. But to be fair, actually, to go back to what Brendan was saying, the largest move, CPI history, I'm pulling this from NASDAQ directly. The largest move since March of they actually are using 2020, but 11.37% was the last big double-digit move, 11.37% back in March of 2020. You go back over that, a few days earlier, 5.2% to the upside. So we've already beaten that. So some records being put in here a couple of years later after that, after COVID started, but this market's still chugging along to the upside. Since we've got my screen up, we'll go to that. So we were working longs 8s, and then we got some 05s in there, and eventually I got out. Once they broke 10 here, I got out. Clearly, they went to 05, and then they bounced back up to 30. I mean, what am I going to do? I can't do any better than this. I mean, yes, I missed out on it, but at the same time, this market is doing its thing the way it wants to do it, and clearly it wasn't going to be a decent approach to holding this because you were going to be wrong at some point. So here we are, the market's still looking at putting new highs. We're not that far off here. We're about 5 points off from the highs, and if we get going to the upside, and maybe we have some new levels to work with, that probably extends a lot of these stocks that have been, taking some time during lunch to get themselves settled up here. So the afternoon, after a 6.25% rally in the NASDAQ, should be an interesting close. Are we going to get to 7% on the NASDAQ with late session runs to the upside, or are we going to do some profit taking and fall off? And the flip side is S&P, 4.69%. Can we get to 5 on the S&P? That's a question that needs to be answered.
Oh, man, yeah, whether or not it has to be answered or not, I think we're going to get an answer very, very soon here about this market. Rivian right now as well, just taking out some new levels right here for the day. Good shout out. I think it was Dan or somebody there on the chat, 33.50 right there for Rivian. I just tried to short this thing, and I didn't pay for shorts today, I just realized, so I'm gonna have to go in there and get into the system. A new position for me just put on right now. We've just been, again, Amazon was short, then we went long. I mean, there's a long there, and there's the out there. That was based on, man, I thought my throat was okay, and all of a sudden, that was based on the cutting, the job cuts coming through there, and then back and forth, and then now a new short. Just before we go back to Brendan, I just took this short just kind of because it was coinciding with that last level there. Realistically, this is 10%. We're going to put on a lot more as we come across this 200 period. That's what we shorted it last time, and it worked. Did wick up a little bit off of that. That's 96.50. So we're averaged back in 96.50 is what we're waiting for, giving it to this 96.66. So I'm going to go do the trade of the day. Brendan's going to come back here with his mic. But if you do see me into more Amazon shares, it's going to be at this 96.50 level, up 12% today. I mean, in this kind of a day, man, I don't know if 12% is good or not. Some of these names are just absolutely rocking to the high side. Congratulations that anybody that was able to cash out on those Q calls that we took last night. So big, fantastic day today. And back over to the big desk with Brendo.
All right, I have a new microphone. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. Let's go back and have a look at what's happening so far today, as the guys were saying there. Just absolute monster numbers here. Will we, in fact, get to 5%? Remains to be seen. 2 hours to go here. The Dow itself, just 3%. Just 3%, but still an impressive day. This number, though, 6.17 right now for the NASDAQ, leading the way, as it has all day long. Down here, 10.3%, Ethereum 15%. It was higher than that about an hour or so ago. The latest FTX headline that came through was in regards to trading itself. There was a couple of different analysts suggesting that they could actually halt trading over the next few days. So if you do still have anything as far as an account is concerned with FTX, you might want to have a look at that. So here's the board. A sea of green. Obviously, there are a few spots of red. Consumer staples, a couple in the healthcare group, a couple in the financial group, and Norton LifeLock. That's about it as far as tech shares go. Everything else in positive territory. As I said, it is tech, and it has been tech all day long, leading the way. Strength in retailers as well. Pretty impressive moves here from Etsy, 14% to the upside for Etsy. Look at the cruise lines as well. It's tough to see down there, I know, but NCLH, 10% to the upside. CCL, RCL, also similar moves right now. Industrials, all positive on the day. Real estate stocks, healthcare, that goes on and on. Even the home builders, I saw up 10+%. Obviously, if interest rates are not yet going to go down, but eventually going to go down, obviously. That is good for home builders. Hope your day is going well. It's been a crazy one. Hope your afternoon is going well. As we said, we'll talk a little bit about what happened this morning. If you're with us at 8:30, there was so much opportunity, so much movement. But there was also individual stocks once we got to the open that were moving around on their own news. We'll revisit some of those. Tesla, Rivian, to name a few. Nio as well, NIO, off earnings as well with a big day. But here comes Sean. He's going to talk us through this CPI trade from this morning.
All right, hey guys, welcome to our CPI trade on a CPI day. This is brought to you by Day Trade the World. Make sure you hit that link at the bottom of your screen, hit that QR code and start your prop trading journey today. Okay, so CPI comes out. Look, we always do this on the CPI. We always trade the TQQ. Why? Because it's triple levered into the NASDAQ. Now, you could also trade the SQQ, which gives you the other way around. We don't have any borrow costs here for this particular instrument. So for me, I just prefer that if the market's going up, that I get long and I just look at not the inverse ETF, which would be SQQ. I'm going to talk about TQQ right here. And this is a funny thing because yesterday when the NASDAQ was down 2 and a bit %, I said, you know what? The risk is probably to the upside and that most traders may have puts on, they may be short. So to be honest with you, I was looking long on the TQQ off that trade. But again, my opinion, what I think is about to happen doesn't really matter. What we have to do is trade price action. And I'm going to show you something that's pretty cool. I reversed my position. I don't know. I know Brendan had some issues getting the number, and I think it was a little bit delayed today. Not sure what was going on because the first move that I saw was actually down, and I put on a purple tick here is a short. So this is right here at 8:30. You're seeing the volume obviously extend, and the volume going up there at 9:30, and then kind of continuing throughout the day, but pretty light heading into 9:30. I thought the first move was short. I went short. Wrong. That's at 1880 right there. I just pushed the button, boom, pushed it in there. But then when I realized, I was like, uh-oh, it's not going down. That's not typical. Last CPI number, the number was straight to the downside. When it came negative, the trade continued. So when I got into this almost right away at 8:30 and it didn't continue to the downside, I was like, something's wrong. And I almost instantly, obviously this is in the same minute, I make 3 decisions here in the same minute. And that's kind of what I want to teach all you traders out there. You can be wrong, but don't be stubborn, right? So there it is, the short hits, then we get out for literally about a 20 cent, I don't know if it's, maybe it's 30 cents, I should have looked that up, but breaking back through 19, we get out instantly. I just kind of again go boom, 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 bid out, offer, right? Then there it is right there. We get out out, and now you're seeing extension to the upside because we get out and then we flip long. So it's like out right there, flip to the long side, and then it's kind of like holding your position as long as you possibly can. So, I mean, in here at 19, then we just start to get out right away. And as you notice, it was kind of barcoding in here and just stair-stepping higher. So once it made that final tick to the high side, we wind up getting out at about 20.30, 20.40 there, which is good because that's about $1 and change off of our long. So that's a good trade. Then all of a sudden it dips down here. Right when the market opens up at 9:30, we get a little bit of a move down. So I'm like, uh-oh. And then we start to use some of our lines. It actually holds VWAP. We get a piece out there at 1980. Then it extends to the upside. And this is where, honestly, I just get a little foolish because we got everything out at about 10 o'clock. The funny part is I was sitting here, I was like, I'm just going to hold this all day. Get out right there. I'm surprised I don't have another out in here somewhere. I thought I did hold something, but I don't see anything. So out right there, that's our very last out. And I remember when that hit, I was like, oh no, we're out, because I was waiting for this to happen, but not realizing that we had gotten out of too many shares. But there's the extension to the move to the upside. As Brendan said, I don't actually feel bad about getting out. This is the single largest move ever off of a CPI number. Were we expecting 6 or 7%? Probably not. Were we expecting an up move? Yes. Did we take advantage of that up move? Yes. Is this instrument, the TQQ, my number one profitable name today? Yes. So again, I just feel like if you were watching us live here at 8:30, you had a lot of big ovations happening on our floor. We actually had 2 traders that graduated, meaning that they made the limited amount that they need to make on our floor to become like a funded trader, so to speak. So good graduation number. A lot of traders traded this, and it was right to the upside. If I learned any lesson today, it's do what I did here again. If you're wrong, get out, reverse the trade, and play the momentum. Just should have held it a little bit longer. It's your CPI trade. It's a big one. It's a winner, and it's a lot of fun, Brendan.
Absolutely. Monster moves right across the board. It was almost a repricing, if you will, an instant repricing of not only the entire market, but individual stocks as well on that number. And then we've seen just a grind to the upside, which is the best kind of grind, back to the upside for the entire afternoon. Make sure you grab that every day, guys. That's the link to the watch list. You need that in your inbox. It's free. What reason do you have not to? It's free. All you need is your email address. Wanted to show you this to kick things off. Bitcoin trying to hold 17,200 right now. Some more, concerning comments, regardless of how you want to look at it, for FTX this afternoon, suggesting that, as I was mentioning earlier, if you had a problem hearing, FTX apparently there's been a few analysts suggesting that they could stop trading, could halt trading within a matter of days here. So keeping my eye closely on Bitcoin. Also wanted to show you guys this. These are yields. So this is the 10-year treasury. This is the 2-year treasury. Look at these moves, both off a cliff today, all the way back to 3.85 for the US 10-year. Back to 4.34 for the 2-year. So moving in the right direction, obviously, on this inflation number. What a day it has been for the market overall. Again, 7.7 versus, it depends on where you look. Everyone's going to have their estimate before the number comes out. Refinitiv was 8. I did, by the way, send a note to Refinitiv to say, what the hell? And they still haven't gotten back to me. So we'll leave it at that. Anyways, what a day, guys.
Quite the day, yeah.
I never want Brendan asking you what the hell. Oh no, Globby went into some honey there. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. It's a little bit sticky. You have to wash out.
Is that your stress reliever thing?
Yes, it's amazing. Have you seen?
Oh, market. By the way, you're doing great here. I got the cup.
Oh, there it is. Oh, they can't see. There it is.
Oh, this cup. There you go.
You're
there you go,
doing
market.
great.
I got the cup for you. You're doing great.
All right, cheers. Cheers to everybody drinking a tea. What do you got in there? I got lemon ginger.
I got the lemon ginger too.
Ooh, I like it. A little bit of lemon ginger love here. All right, so you've already discussed that you're out of the futures trade there.
Yeah.
What a great day this has been, man. I didn't think we'd have this kind of percentage coming through today, 6.25%. An absolutely fantastic day for so many names out there. Affirm is up 25%.
He fell down.
Oh, did he fall down?
People were asking what happened. Nothing happened.
He's just too excited.
Randy was sitting here. That's what happened.
You know what else is crazy today? Shopify up 18%, Amazon up 12%, which I'm short, Nvidia up 12%. I'm just looking at some names here. AMD up 14% today. Like, some of these names just continue to rock and roll, and I don't know if there's going to be an end in sight. Fisker up 20%. Beyond Meat up 18%. Canopy, Puff Puff Pass up 17%. Wow, this has been quite the run off that CPI number. So although we didn't get a great run off of the jobs number last Friday or the rate increase, obviously, this one seems to be making up for everything right now, taking out some key levels. What do you think about 4,000 on the ES? Is that like a...
We could be there overnight.
Yeah,
We're at 3,900. I mean, if this market chooses, we've seen this time and time again, if this market chooses a direction, it just goes.
Yeah.
Right. So 4,000 is, by tomorrow morning's open, we could be there if this market really wanted to carry this overnight. Keep in mind that the Asian session's been closed. So when Tokyo opens up, they might want to do a catch up, right? So that's something to keep an eye on overnight. So that's why you would get that kind of acceleration. And also, Europe might want to settle up things as well going into a Friday. So depending on how this day goes, if they're punching shorts out going into a Friday, it could be quite the rally again tomorrow. Let's just see how this market handles itself overnight, and then I think we'll have a pretty good indication going into a Friday close. So keep eyes tuned. 4,000, not that far away. When you look at the range of how this market wants to move, 4,000, 70 points, not that far away. We can probably go up, what, another, given how we've traded, probably have another 15 to 20 points in the tank towards the close, which might even accelerate, assuming that profit taking isn't too aggressive.
You're looking short now?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I'm saying this market has another 15 to 20 points if they take out the high before profit taking comes into place. So it's got space. So that's only 50 points away from where we need to be. So that's 4,000 definitely in the available. It's in the realm of possibility by tomorrow's close.
I like that. All right, Brendo, that's about it for the everything rally. I mean, you can even see, do we have crypto? Oh yeah, we have crypto already, so we'll talk about that after. But even crypto, Brendan, despite all the negative news obviously out there today, reacting with the NASDAQ as well to the downside.
Yeah, big day. Big day right across the board. I just saw this one popping back to the upside as well. Coin, if you missed it just before we came back on, they announced more jobs cuts. But Coin trying to take out that high from that announcement right now. More volume coming in there. Coin itself up 12%. Let's talk some EVs, shall we? Specifically NIO. I mean, on a day like this, when the market's making such a big move, individual news catalysts kind of take a back seat, obviously. More specifically, Chinese ADRs, no one's really paying attention to on a day when the entire market's up 6%. But decent report here for NIO this morning.
So this is going to be a statement that I probably have never made before. And that is that honestly, one of the more disappointing stocks today is going to be Nio, and it's up 9%. And I'm going to say that because of a few reasons here. Like, there's the move that happened on CPI, right? So there's 830. The move extends to 1034. That's the price, sorry, not the time. So the price 1034 right there, right? Look where we are now. Well below, down to 1008. There's not too many other names right now that are going to be below where they were at 837 this morning. We get a huge run up once the market opens because, again, decent earnings call for them, decent numbers coming through. They produced 40,000 vehicles, they guided forward more vehicles than thought. So that was a great little take too. But that 1080 hit. And downside since then. And to be quite honest with you, I'm looking for a short. So I would have thought Nio, one of the better, I mean, is it a tech name? Sure. So I guess we can clump it all in there. But I guess there must be some weighing on here due to China, due to the ADR, obviously. And then, yeah, Tesla weakness maybe hitting. I mean, before I say Tesla weakness, we'll talk about that stock in a minute as well. But, you know, Nio today, to me, has actually been pretty disappointing. Like, when you're going to see a name like Fisker that, you know, is up, like I just said, was up at 1.28% or something. I heard Pratt and Sharif talk about that, up to $8, up 19%. Like, look where this name was just after CPI, $7. It ripped to $8 and well above it right now still. So I'm going to say that Nio actually pretty disappointing. And if we ever get anywhere near this 1025, something like that on a little bit of a rally, I believe this is the name to fade. But I'm debating right now, guys, going short through 10 bucks. I mean, 10 bucks on Nio right here has been pretty important every time. Wick down, up, battled off there, right there, back and forth off 10. Not too much yesterday, the 9th. Yeah, that's yesterday. Not too much going on there, but still the move down to 9, back up, and let's see what happens at 10. I think I'm breaking this short at 10 bucks.
That's funny with Nio. We talked about this morning on Nio. We marked off. It's in a zone where, you know, there's some names that you can potentially fade. It's too late for the long. If you were going to catch the long, you have to catch it down here. But if you're up here, you might as well wait for the 11 even break. Yeah, no, never happened. It caught some sell side action around 1050 and then just started to come off. And that's what Nio's doing right now. There really isn't a whole lot you can do with Nio, at least the way I'm looking at it. I still like the 11 even break to the upside based on what we're doing. It's too late for the fade here because the fade, it makes sense at 10.50 against 11, but at 10 even against 9, no, the risk isn't worth it at that point because you still have to run into some support. So I would rather just, at this point, wait for either 9 to go or 11 to go and just kind of let it be at this point. Because, I mean, clearly Nio's in the news. It's been moving a decent amount the last few days. So there will be an opportunity to catch either one of these breaks, or even, they might even establish a decent support base where you can actually play the bottom end of the range. So let's keep an eye on Nio, but not for today.
Before we go back to Brennan, I just want to give everyone an update there. The market, it did just pull back there, so we took the advantage of going boom on that one. Not for Palantir, Henry. And don't spam the chat with names. We are going to get to that. I just saw someone say meta. That's a ban hammer. Okay, so right there, we just shorted Amazon, just right in front of you guys. We just talked about why we wanted to get short right there. So there's the short at 40, and there's the out at O's. So Canada, nice little trade there to the downside. Let's see if it continues to work right now, Brenda. We are short right now Amazon, and it's 35 cents in the money off that last take.
Yeah, both Snap and Meta moving here, guys. Looks like Republicans Rubio and Gallagher officially now calling for a national TikTok ban. So Oracle downside on that. Pins is moving. Snap looks like this right now. You can see Lucas is running around here like crazy. There we go. Thank you, Lucas. You can see that came out right there. So heavy volume, big move up here for Snap. Again, Meta's moving. Oracle a little bit downside on this. Again, Republicans Rubio and Gallagher officially now it looks like calling for a national TikTok ban.
How's that going to go with the population that uses TikTok?
Fine, man. Ban TikTok, as far as I'm concerned. You know what? I mean, Meta, Snapchat. Like, there's already. I know you're not a social media guy, but there's already so much out there. YouTube even has shorts now and things like that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like President Trump, and and when I was calling him President Trump before, I've already had this discussion. It's my understanding, and we're just dumb Canadians over here apparently, that you call all former presidents by don't you still say President Barack Obama or
President Obama,
President
Bush.
Ronald Reagan or whatever? Anyways, I don't know. So I don't think he's currently president. Someone said that earlier on. I was like, what? No, that was a talk before about banning TikTok, and the reason why, again, whether or not you think it's right or not to ban something that's widely used in the U.S. and loved by so many people is quite honestly the fact that you have nationals. I mean, they had national security and interest there because all the data, as far as I know, flows back to what is it, ByteDance or something that who owns TikTok. So they're fully Chinese company there. And although I think Oracle houses the servers, I think a lot of the data is still easily accessible back in China. So I think that was a concern. So I'd be interested to hear what Rubio and was it DeSantis? I don't know, but who was tabling this bill. So that should be really interesting for sure. What's going on with Meta, and you could see Meta up 9%. It's funny that you said earlier this morning about buying Meta, remember? And I was like, well, you're never going to get a chance to buy it probably again at those lows. I hope I'm right. I don't know. I mean, I'm big into all these tech names, so that's kind of why I think that way. But again, nice little move to the upside here. Meta could crank down lower and lower and lower as we go, but here it is, guys. Lucas, it's up over 10, or approaching 10%, but over that 110 mark. Look at the run that it's had here in just the last couple of days. And when I kind of say it tongue-in-cheek that we're never going to see the bottoms again, but those bottoms were $88. You're up now to $111. 11. So you're already up about 20-25% from those bottoms. So let's see what we're doing now as the market's looking to blast off here again as we just reached the 50 period, now back up to the upside. Good couple outs here on our Amazon though. As you can see, we actually just got an out down there at 85. So good trading so far on AMZN, guys.
Is the Washington Post, it would appear, that is reporting that. So just a heads up on TikTok. EV maker Rivian back to the upside once again. I mean, what isn't back to the upside today? But here we go. This was the report this morning. It was better than expected across the board. I mean, the numbers were kind of light, but they did double down on their production forecast for next year, 25,000 units, even saying pre-orders got to 114,000 in Q3, which was also better than expected. So Rivian also catching a bid today.
Another name that's moving quite a bit. We actually didn't even bother looking at this one.
I don't know why. I don't have any of these names. I don't have Tesla today. I don't have Rivian.
To be fair, this chart also isn't the greatest of charts to work with. I mean, like on a day like today where you have so many names that are breaking resistance levels and Rivian decides that it wants to go back into 3250, 33, which has like been a range high, all the way up to 34, it's probably not the best criteria for a potential trade. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that we ignored it. We probably did look at this and they're like, yeah, no, not today. Not this one, not today. But the one thing I will say is let's just actually get this chart a little bit bigger. Given where we are, if we can actually stay underneath here, 3450, I don't know why that's there, 3450, we're at the top end of a previous highs, right? So any sort of opportunity to find a reason to fade this would be here. Somewhere in here, if there's a reason to take it, not that I would take it right now, but I would definitely keep an eye on Rivian. As long as it's staying in these price points between 33 and 34.50, there's going to be a chance to work a trade on the short side at some point. So let's just keep an eye on that. But right now, you see me in the square, that's pretty much flat. That's the only position I've got left. We had Meta earlier, and Meta's still going down, Meta. They got me out, and then, I mean, to be fair, that's my exit on Meta. So if you want to see the worst possible exit, yeah, that's right there on Meta at 106.5 on the rest of it. I was like, yeah, you know, I made $1.75 average, and then continues on all the way to 110, now at 111. So Meta got me today as it continues its move to the upside. And Meta's going to be one to watch as well, because you know it's been having a rough time, and now it's actually picking up some steam to the upside. So definitely keep an eye on Meta.
Okay, good. So you're human after all. I mean, I get wicks like that, not wicks like that, but make decisions like that, and then you get out. And I know it's maybe a little less frequent on the futures, but on stock, yeah, I mean, these levels bounce back and forth, and it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I just got stopped out there, or I got, you know, that was the decision that I made. We make all those kind of decisions all the time. Yeah, not much Rivian trading for me here today. We did have to pay for shorts, so, you know, that would be something there to consider if you guys were looking at, you know, with your broker. I don't know if you have to pay for shorts or not, but you guys saw me try to take this trade out, right? I tried to sell this 33.50, and I just didn't have shortable shares. So that would have been a good one to take out to the downside there, but I don't have the shares. So yeah, so far so good. Not really on Rivian. No trades today, but what a big move up off of a great report yesterday. Again, a little bit surprising, but I think it's obvious, I think, you know, the market is helping a lot of these beat down names today, like we mentioned, Fisker, so on and so forth. So lots of potential here, but yeah, definitely a dangerous slope here with Rivian. I feel like you want to go short now, but I would definitely not ignore that 33.50 high.
All right, we had Tesla on the board there. Nothing really significant as far as news on Tesla, but I want to mention this. As far as when I put it up there, it was 6%, not anymore. 5.25 right now for Tesla. We're bouncing off this level right now from earlier in the day. In the sense of when you look at a daily chart, guys, this 5.25 doesn't really do much to what has happened over the past couple of weeks. It almost feels like this should be and could be, if it was, you know, a year ago, up a lot more than this for Tesla after a very wild ride today.
Tesla doesn't participate in a rally. I mean, yes, it's up 5%, but the majority of that action is all from the CPI, right? Since then, what have we done? Nothing. We actually are negative from the open, right? We opened at around 193. We're trading at 187. So we're negative from the open. So no extended rally. Even after the market opened at 930, we've gone up. Tesla has not. So relative weakness. And you're right, Brendan, with the daily chart, it really puts it in perspective, because when it can't even rally on a day like today, You might get moves up when it decides to trickle up, but it's running right into a ton of resistance. This 200's been something that they've been watching for a while now, and they finally got taken out. So now once you get a move back into 200, anything near it's going to be faded, at least I would imagine until about 215. You can even argue 240. That's a ways away. But at least to play the quick trade, it's going to be somewhere between 200 and 215, I would argue. So the fact that Tesla is trading down when the market, and this is going to be from the open. So Tesla is trading down and the market's been trading up, and Tesla's supposed to be the number 4 or 5 index weight. It shows relative weakness, and I think this is going to be one of those opportunities where, as great as Tesla has been and as sensitive as Tesla has been in the past, where it's gone absolutely nuts, not just on days like today, but when the market's been up 1%, Tesla's been up multiples of that, right? And now Tesla's showing its weakness. So definitely keep an eye out. There's some space to the upside, but I would cap it somewhere around 200 before we get into resistance. And then you got to keep an eye on, like every time we get up there, I would just keep an eye on potential short until we break that 215. At that point, you got to wonder, hey, is that everything's been done? Can we get going to the upside now? I mean, 215 is the first look. I would imagine 240 or 250 is going to be the cleaner trade on the daily, but we're intraday traders, so for now we're just going to keep an eye on the 30 or the 60, whatever, and you see the trend to the downside, right? They're keeping that trend intact. So even on the intraday, you might have a trend that you can work with until that breaks, maybe back up to 200. So a couple options on Tesla, but relatively weak compared to what the market's been doing.
I did want to give a big shout out to Alex Diaz. We missed your super chat, so I want to thank you so much for that $10, man. Best trading team, best trading show. I'm still down this year. I mean, there's lots of traders that are down this year, so keep your head up on that one, my man. But all you guys do are helping, getting better every day. Thank you so much, team. Thank you so much for the super chat. I mean, Alex, thank you for watching, and let's just get better together. I mean, that's the basic understanding around here. And there's, like I said, there's lots of traders, that you see every day that, sometimes, even in our chat, like, oh, they'll celebrate that they had a big day, and that's fine. But a lot of the times, I'm going to get out another piece here on Amazon. So there it is, another piece. Too bad that we didn't reload that right there, but there it is, another out for us on Amazon. Yeah, just try to keep watching sort of what we're doing. It's not that we're going to have winning trades every day either, but that's what we're trying to really big ourselves up on here is edutainment, education and entertainment at the same time, and I think we do a pretty good job of that right now. Micron, new memory available for 4th generation AMD processors, okay, so maybe Micron. AMD's having, an investor day right now, Brendan, or something? Yeah, so, they're starting to announce a few things, so if they're going to start using Micron chips, I guess, it looks like, memory, that's what Micron is, to the upside there, so that's a nice little bump up there for Micron, definitely worth a look. Amazon falling apart a little bit right now, back down to the downside, so again, maybe we'll take another piece out right now for Amazon. Short there. Look, short, out. Reloaded, out. Reloaded there again, no outs because it didn't do anything. Reload there, out. So now we have a decent position on board, trying to find that short here for AMZN. So all is good, man, on that front. And yeah, the Tesla, I still look back at that 195 and think that that's a pretty key level that we talked about yesterday with Neil. It's been pretty key for me for a while. We missed it off the open. There was so many other things we were in, but it just gets there before the market even opens. So that's a very dangerous trade. I don't think you could be short Tesla today unless you played off this 190, 191 there. So other than that, yeah, if you break lower, I think that's good. For me, I'm still waiting for that Nio to break lower through $10. So we're going to wait for that. That seems to be hovering here at 1010, 1009. Maybe I just take the short now and see what happens. No, we're going to wait for 10 to break, but that's the trade I'm looking for right now in Nio.
Just double checking there. I don't actually see any events on the calendar today for AMD or Micron, but maybe just a press release came out there. It was actually Micron DDR memory available. Yeah. So we'll have a look at those. I want to mention this though. I pointed this out this morning. This FTX bottom, if that's what we're calling it now, the FTX bottom on the BTC move to the downside came into play. This is an hourly chart. Actually 30-minute chart for Bitcoin, but that was where we ended up holding that day. So it comes into play, ends up being resistance, tagged to 18,000, almost to the number, and came back in a little bit. We are starting to bounce, obviously, now. Still, it's tough to see, but 10.25% to the upside today, guys, for crypto on a huge bounce.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that we regained that, that 17 mark there. Would be nice to get back in. I think the low before yesterday was, 17.8, something like that. So nice to see us roughly back to that level again here in the market for BTC. Let me see. Oh, that's right. I told Randy I'm running out of screen space here. Now I can't even find my browser. Yeah, there it is right here. So whether or not crypto's bottomed or not, this is a 3-minute chart. That was 15.5, a couple double bottoms there. Obviously, if you trade like us, that would have been great to be there. If you were around yesterday at about 5 o'clock, that was where that bottom hit. Nice little move to the upside, and just as Brendan just talked about, we stopped at 18,000, pulled back a little bit, and now you're just cruising. So, we've already seen how volatile Bitcoin's been. I mean, I don't need to tell anybody that. That high is 70,000 all the way down. But as we talk about volatility, you're going to see not much of it right here before this happened. So we were basically from June, we made kind of the bottom there that I was talking about, 17.8. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, there it is there. Let's just move over. So there's the bottom of June of 17.8. We floated up to 25. That's a great move to the upside. And then we went down and respected 17.8 again a couple times over the last couple months. And then, like we thought, man, cryptic Arctic winter in right now. And there's the move down there, obviously news related with FTX. Apparently, Binance, not apparently, we know the story, is not going to come in and save these guys. So FTX, and unless they get some more money somewhere else, hopefully not from Coinbase or something like that, they may falter. And when they do, they are kind of bringing this whole market down with them. And that's the way it goes. I guess crypto, after all, really isn't that decentralized, considering one thing like this can bring down so many more names. But let's go back over to our portfolio here quickly, and just to see. I said this yesterday, that Polygon was probably going to get a little bit of heat because of their involvement in how, I think Almeida there, the trading arm, was a big Polygon holder, but that got hit really badly, up 30% as well today. And it was Solana was the other name there as well. That's back up 18%. That would have been a decent buy. But hey, at these levels, it's kind of like to talk about Solana, and I was telling you that, I know they fined Kim Kardashian and stuff like that for pumping a certain, I don't remember what the coin was, but I mean, this name was getting a lot of heat, man, all the way up to 250. Now you're back down here to 17 again, kind of where we started on Solana before the move up. So all I would say is the same thing that I asked Sam Bankman-Fried when he was live with us that day. And let me find the picture of him live here. Thanks to Justin. Oh yeah, no deal. We made a video yesterday on that one. Where is he? There he is right here, Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried. When I talked to him, nice face. When I talked to him on November 24th of 2001, which is just not too long ago, he was live on our show. He told me only invest in coins that are actually working on something, and only keep your coins on a stable exchange. So apparently FTT was working on nothing, and FTX is not that stable after all. So we're going to wait to see what the fallout from all of that is. But hey, crypto seems to be the smartest guy in the room, seems to still be making mistakes. So it's a tough one to wrap your head around. And if anybody is bullish on crypto, I don't know. I kind of want to read some more cases on why we think some of these coins still have some use. DApps, and if we're actually going to be using them, DeFi I think is ways away still. Lots of work has to be done in the crypto sphere. But as you can see, we're actually going to be getting some guests on hopefully soon that have some experience with crypto and can talk more about some of these base cases. But to me, you want to invest in a project that's working on something that has the opportunity to go up, not just put your money into something because you think you're getting rich, like a Shiba Inu or a Dogecoin or something like that. But the thing about Dogecoin is I am still interested in what Elon has to say about possible cryptocurrencies on Twitter for accepting payments and so on and so forth. So I think there are some cases for some of the coins.
All right, let's talk about coins. Let's talk about Coinbase. Okay, so the chart on Coinbase is pretty clear. This is the 60-minute chart. I think it's fair to say that that's a downtrend, right? I mean, that's going back to October 26th, and here we are in November, and we're maintaining this downtrend. At some point, this trend has to break, right? So I would imagine that as long as the trend is intact, the trade is intact. And this is kind of how I'm drawing out the line here. So clearly we got around 54. I mean, you could call it curve fitting, but at the same time, it kind of falls in place. 54, somewhere around 54 seems to be the area that we need to break to take out this trend line. So I would keep an eye on that, given how strong the trend is. Until that point happens to break, the trend is to the downside. So I would look for extensions. The way it's been moving today, fades into a trend line and a resistance level. I would imagine the below 50 would open up the short once again. If you didn't catch the fade close to 54, it would open up the short once again below 50 and see if you can extend back down through 44. So definitely downtrend, respecting the trend lines today. Even with this big rally, it's up 10%, nearly 10%, and still all of that is from before the open. Since we've opened, just like Tesla, it's gone down. So here we are kind of waiting for this extension to continue. This could be an opportunity for anyone who's been holding and looking for a reason to get out, or at least limit damage. I mean, you have a reason to, right? Because it's going back to the trend line, and then if it breaks the trend line, you can probably jump on board back to the long. But right now, Coinbase still heading like it, looking like it wants to head downside, and breaking 50 would open that door back up.
I was just looking at another possibility here. I'm really interested right now in Apple. I mean, Apple's only up 7%. But look what we're doing, man. We keep on hovering around this 50-period moving average. And again, got to get rid of these wicks, but they're still there, so nothing we can do about it for now, other than edit them. But here we go. If we zoom in a little bit more, it looks a little bit better. What about just a break of the high? Breaking through 144.25. You know, like, this has been a name that needs to get going, honestly, or we take the short. Like, it's one of two things here. I don't really want to go short if the market looks like this and it's still so strong to the upside, but just like the market, Apple is just sort of barcoding up here. So I'm going to go with sort of the thinking here that maybe we do pull back here into the market today. So let's see if that happens. I want to go long if we break out, but what about that being the top? I mean, again, we're still above the 50 period, so that's why I'm looking at Apple to break the highs here, because if the market goes, so will Apple. But maybe there's more aggressive names that we should be in. But I'm about to get long here. I don't think there's a horrible trade there for me to get long. We'll see. Our short in Amazon is still printing to the downside, so that's been working out for us. But there we go. Maybe the market takes off now and we get into this Apple long. We're very, very close. We'll take that long, and then we'll just try to hold it a little bit more this time, sort of not like we've been doing before. Try to hold a little bit of this. If and when we get long, we're just a couple pennies away from breaking long into Apple right now. And we do have that 50 period. I mean, it broke it there for 10 cents. So if we break it there for 10 cents, maybe we'll give it back to here, that bottom. Let's see if we break. We're getting very, very close to getting into a long on Apple. Yeah, Microsoft's not near the top either right now. So yeah, let's forget about it. What's another name that we like for longs? AMD today, possibly. Yeah, that looks the same. There's our Apple. We are now triggered in to the Apple long. AMD still needs a little bit of work to do, but this could also be a case for the long if it comes in today. Up 14% though. Ugh. All right, here we go. We're rolling with you, Apple. Let's see what you can do. I'm going to get out of a piece of Amazon right now. So there we go. We'll get out of a piece of Amazon because we're long Apple. If the market's going to work for us, then yeah, we're going to need something to happen here. So long for Apple right now at the, I know it looks crazy because we're going long at the high of the day, but let's just see what happens. We're going to give it back to here. If we're wrong, we're wrong. Let's just go 140. Let's go a little lower than 144, but that's what we're going to do. Let's just see what Apple says here and what we're going to do. Right now, apparently the Coin CEO is on CNBC, so that could be something to watch out for too. Coinbase. There's the pullback for Apple. I'm going to average in one time here. Hopefully it can work out, but hey, possibly not. Let's try Apple long here against that moving average down here.
All right, I'm looking at you guys talking about Mullen. I'm like, Mullen's moving up. Oh, this is a 30-cent stock? Okay, I didn't know the price. But yeah, no, I'll leave that for Neil. He'll talk about it tomorrow.
Or not.
So not for me. But Meta, yeah, Meta's going up. GE, markets look, market really hasn't gone too far away from these 30s.
No.
It's just sitting at 30, but you're getting some names taking off here. Obviously, Meta going up. And what was the other one? Was it Apple? No, Apple you said was going
Apple,
sideways,
I'm in Apple now. Meta keeps going. It's Snapchat.
Oh, Snapchat.
Meta.
Yeah.
AMD's another one ripping.
Yeah. Actually, talking about chips, ASML. Man, ASML has had the day today. Look at that. And not just because of the CPI. We've rallied from 530 at the open to 555. Okay. This would have been nice, but again, when you get into this price point, it starts to move very quickly and the risk ends up being quite high. So yeah, quite the move. ASML's had some big moves in the past, and I think if you're going to go down that road, of looking at
Holy
AMDs
jeez.
and NVIDIAs. Take a look at ASML as well as the market comes off just a tiny bit here, having a little bit of trouble around 30. You also got to worry about what's called end of day profit taking too, right?
Yeah.
So profit taking. ASML also up on earnings from what Brendan tells me. So that's one more thing to add to the table. So ASML, regardless of the move today, keep an eye on tomorrow because it's gonna give you some more action going into a Friday too, right? So we're nearing 3 o'clock. We're at 245 right now. We've had quite the run. Markets are up just over 6% on the NASDAQ and 4.6 on the S&P. And given the angle of movement, we really haven't, apart from this little stretch here in the late session. Remember, before we got to that European close around 10:30, I mentioned to you guys that, hey, watch out for the European close because they might want to settle up some stuff. Yeah, so that's when we started to dip from 11 o'clock on to about the close, and then we kind of turned back around at 12, back to the upside. And now we're just waiting for the North American close or the US close. And there's probably going to be some more activity. I would imagine the first step in that direction towards figuring out the close is going to be 3 o'clock and then 3:30 when some more programs come online. So I would keep an eye on 3 o'clock and then 3:30 to 3:35-ish to determine how this is going to play out, because although this market doesn't want to back off, it also doesn't want to go up. So everyone's just waiting, whether that's a matter of taking out the top and continuing or taking out the top to set off some stops and then profit taking. However that turns out to be, it's going to be an interesting one to see today and tomorrow. I think it matters. Why are we going to hold this up tomorrow? We talked about how this market has the potential to go to 4,000 by tomorrow's close, but it also has the potential to go right back to where we started this whole thing at 3,770 if, for whatever reason, we've seen that reversal happen a few times now.
Let's go
where
now.
it goes up this much and then next day it just falls apart, reversing the entire move. So tomorrow I think will dictate how strong this rally is to the upside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's not often. I mean, obviously, like I said here, we're watching Apple as the market's just doing the same thing that it just wants to do right now. It's just hovering around these tops. So we're going to wait. I'm going to get a 20% out if it goes up 10 cents, and then we'll try to hold for that late day rally in this market. But I do buy what you're selling there about possible end of day profit taking. That's something that I normally am looking at every day. So wouldn't surprise me if that is what comes in here today. That's why I'm kind of long on Apple. I just don't know if people will be taking profits on Apple. It's only up 7% here today, but it is struggling with the market. It's struggling to get going with the market now. So basically 1-to-1 with the market. When you're up 6.9 and versus market 6.2, that's pretty darn close. So I'm going to say that that's a pretty good correlation right there for the market tops and bottoms. So let's wait to see if we continue to go. I mean, now we're in the money 3 pennies, but I don't know, man. Like I just don't want to get it out here. All right, come on, Apple. Let's start to get some like juice behind it now. Get back to the upside. End our day off here with a nice little win for everybody and for myself. There it is. So we'll take out a little bit of profit right there as it goes to 35. Patience is key. We talk about that all the time. Let's let this try to develop out a little bit here. Don't really have any targets for Apple. I think it's a little silly to go back and look at daily charts and try to figure out where you're going to go right now. 20-minute chart's not going to be too much help either because, again, you're sort of off of some of these levels. Like right into there, I guess that gap fill of 144.50. So if we can get up to there, we'll take another piece out. But, yeah, after that, I still think the momentum is to the upside right now. I don't think that. I mean, the market's telling me that. So let's see if Apple can continue to work now. Upside move here in AAPL. There it goes. As it just falls. Look at that. As it just falls right back in again. So, I mean, I hope we just didn't get like, not spooked there, but wow. I mean, look at that. See, remember you talked about, Arun, like you getting some of those wicks there on Meta, I guess, when you, not a wick, but when you got out there, like that's kind of like that right there. As we just took a piece out at the top for Apple. I really hope that's not the top. Normally, when I see those top wicks, I kind of think to myself, maybe that is the top. And now I'm kind of thinking to myself, let me take out another 10% right here at 28, which we just did, because in case that's the top, but we'll take out another piece. We're still waiting for 144 to break. So if 144 breaks, we'll get out. We do want to try to average in a little bit in case we drop back into 15 or 16 again. So we're still here for this trade, but maybe not for a long time. Come on, market. Extend yourself, man. Break yourself back up to the upside. Is Meta still running at least? Why not, man? Look at Meta. There's a nice little top wick there for Meta as well, but a nice little run to the upside, man. Neil better be in tomorrow because I don't know about my voice.
Guys in the chat talking about this. Yes, tomorrow, Veterans Day in the States. Remembrance Day here in Canada, which also means bank holidays. Thank you for putting that in the chat because I kind of just blanked on that. So yeah, volume's going to dry up a little bit. What I mean a little bit, quite a bit. So any sort of follow through that we're going to get from large players, not going to be there. So if we do end up rallying and continuing this extension, it's going to be on thinner volume, not thin volume, but thinner, because you're not going to get the weight that normally would be behind a large rally. So, or like a rally like today. So if they're going to position up before we get that, you might see some fireworks and much larger imbalances at 350 because of that situation. So Mondays, obviously, when they come back, they'll settle up some stuff. But today's close, I think, given tomorrow's bank holiday, is probably going to be a little bit more, I don't want to say violent, it's just going to be more interesting because there's going to be some more orders, I would imagine, thrown into the books at the end of the day just to kind of settle up some stuff going into a 3-day for the banks anyways, 3-day holiday or 3-day weekend, whatnot. So definitely, volume is going to be an interesting thing to watch tomorrow. So when volume dries up, it is very easy for markets to make moves which are then completely reversed. So today it's doing its thing with some volume. Tomorrow, whatever, if there's another big, large move tomorrow, it's entirely possible on Monday that move is completely reversed because, you know, the large players come back and like, what's going on here? And they snap it back down. So definitely take care of your business today, whatever you need to, but tomorrow could be an interesting session to watch just because if it's a huge rally and that it continues this rally to 4,000, I'm just very curious how banks are going to handle that, and bank traders and large traders are going to handle that, and bonds and whatnot are going to handle that when we come back on Monday. So today's close going into tomorrow should be an interesting one.
I just want to show you right here. My wife's going through. She's cleaning out our garage. We have tons of stuff in there. Check out this right here. Shout out to Playmaker if he's in the building. Look at this rookie card. How you like that? I don't know if it's worth anything. Maybe if someone could find out if this is worth anything. I don't know the year. This is my wife sending this to me here. She's going through the card album. She has a couple other beauties in here as well. But I was like, what? Michael Irvin rookie card here. That might be worth a little bit. I don't know if it's worth, I mean, you know, it's not as worth as much as an NFT, of course. Yeah, hopefully. It's a tongue-in-cheek again on that one. Hopefully it's worth a little bit more than that. But shout out to you, Playmaker, and anybody else out there. That seems like a pretty decent card right there. Yeah, I don't know if it's in good shape or not. It didn't look like it was in great shape there, but I think it's okay. I wouldn't have kept it otherwise, I would think. Anyways, I don't know. All right, Michael Irvin, rookie card. That should be fun. All right, Apple again, trying to make a move back to the upside. I'm going to take another piece out here at 32 if we can get it. And again, this is 5% out, so nothing. I want to be here for this run, man. Like, we're only out of 25% right now. So let's see if it continues to go to the upside right there. That was, no, 15%. Sorry, that was 10.55 right there. We did get out of 10 the first time. There's no doubt about that, and I thought we did talk about that, so good for that one. Now let's see if it wants to make a move to the upside. What other names you guys want us to look at? Microsoft's still moving. If there's anything else there, the only thing that I got wrong on those Q calls were to say to hold them to 285. I said to hold them to 285. No. I'd be out of these already. I mean, I just think we gave you those Q calls, man, down there yesterday when the Qs were at 263. You've already made $17 on them. Someone tweeted or put in the chat earlier that they made 10 times their money, and I believe you'd be up a lot more than that right now. So a good little move. Let's go Apple. Trying to get back up to the upside right now is going Apple. So this is going to be a nice little play for us. Hopefully we can extend out a little bit. I'm taking 5% more right here because honestly, it's not like it's moving the greatest right now. I feel like it should have gone more. Like, I want to be in Apple to make cash here. So let's see if Apple wants to give us that said cash and make a move back to the upside. Oh, by the way, we're still in Veru. Why? Because I wasn't able to get more short. I want to get more short here near $8. That hasn't come into play, nor has the flush down. So we're still in Veru. We're doing pretty good on this name, but it's really not moving. I don't expect it to do anything except could be, again, a late day dump on a failed drug there. Let's wait to see if Veru has anything. So that could be a play that comes into play there. He is 305 Miami and Dallas. Yeah, I'm definitely all about Miami, man. I had a great time there. Shout out to Nelson and shout out to Playmaker. If I could find that picture, which I can, Playmaker, of you and I had a great time there. But I was just chilling there at Fountain Bleu, you know, putting back some margs, you know, doing whatever. Get a text from Playmaker, and I'm like, yeah, bro, let's meet up. So I stepped away there for about about a half hour. Playmaker there. You and I spent some good time at the lobby there, right in front of Live. So you've probably, you know, dragged some people out of that club, I would guess. But yeah, great time there in Miami. You been to Miami?
I have not actually, no. But I mean, I go to places. Because I like to
great
eat.
Place.
Because I like to eat.
Well, you like to eat. Miami's a great place.
I know. I really.
Yeah, man. Great Cuban food there.
Yeah, definitely. That's on my list of places to go to. It's just most of the places I go to. It's crazy because we live here in North America, and for whatever reason, I just want to get out of North America, and I go to Europe, and I go to Australia, and all. I travel.
Oh, I'm going to Rome this summer.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was in Italy a few weeks ago, so. So it's just crazy. I just actually have to spend some time actually traveling to places that are nearby. So, I mean, my brother-in-law is actually in Texas now. So,
okay.
First thing I heard when he...
barbecue time.
That's it. Barbecue time. Once I heard that,
you know,
so...
Someone else that loves good food.
Brandon?
On the big desk.
Agreed. Yes, all of you. Unbelievable. I have also not been to Miami, but may or may not be going for Christmas this year.
Sirens!
Boeing, guys. There was a big volume spike there on Boeing. On this note, it would appear, but it doesn't really seem like this should affect it. But anyways, Inspector General opening an audit into the FAA's oversight of Boeing 737 MAX MCAS certification, and it disagrees with alerts. Anyways, just a heads up, some volume here on Boeing.
All right, I see the joke there. What's up, Nick? Yeah, he was just, there it is right here. What's up, Nick? Yeah, it was him that made 10X on the Q call, so great job. I know you also made a bunch of bank too, Dan McIsaac. Oh, you're just joking, saying I didn't tell you to hold till 285. Yeah, I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I just thought that was a good little, okay, Apple, I see you. Come on, can we get this 48 this time or not? Yes, sir. Look, man, we put on one trade for you so far today, today. I have over 280 fills right now. Yeah, this is a good trade that we just put on the break of the high of the day. We just sort of scalping it out now. Okay, Arun, what do you honestly think here into the close? I mean, are we just waiting for 30? Here's the ES. I mean, are there any levels here that you're thinking we can get? No, right? We've broken out of everything. Play the momentum. I know you're already out of your futures trade there, but I don't know. I'm getting a little bit antsy here because now we're nice 25 cents in the money, which is going to be a good trade for me here for Apple. Made a little bit of money back there, and we covered some of our Amazon short as well, getting out of that right there. So all is well on this front, but Apple just not super aggressive. I'm actually just talking to myself out of taking one more piece. I just punched 49. No. How did I miss that? Oh, I punched 49 and the stock ran away. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see you. My bad for trying to get out. We'll try to get out 45 and run away from us again there. There it is. Just took us out. So, all right. Yeah, I just don't know if we're going more upside here. Put in the chat if there's any names you guys want us to look at one more time here. I know we talked about Mullen. All right. I'll bite. DWAC. I'll bite.
Yeah, it's actually moving pretty
Oh,
well.
is it? Okay. Yeah. It's actually, oh, wow. Brendan just stepped out there. I was going to say, is there any news here on DWAC? Because there's a nice, wow, big volume coming in DWAC. DWAC right now dropping down some cash if you're long off that 22 level. 22 level is one that we liked for DWAC right back in here. We talked about some of that consolidation when it was going nuts sort of that first day there. Back to 22. It does look like we touched 20. People talked about Again, here I go again. I'm going to get in trouble saying President Trump again, but I don't care. I feel like that's the right thing to say. Big move up for DWAC right there. I don't know if there's been an announcement about anything. People in the chat were saying that there's going to be an announcement coming on the 15th, whether or not he's running again. I don't know. Does he have enough pull to get the leadership of that? Because that DeSantis won pretty nicely over there in Florida. So maybe Playmaker or All, who lives in Florida, can tell me if DeSantis is going to throw his hat in there for the Republican there. And then I don't know. Like, is Joe Biden going to run for the Dems or not? I think he probably will to keep things status quo, but that should be pretty exciting, man. I'm already getting geared up for that. Trading, okay, so post-election trading midterms has been, there was a stat out there, I think it's given about 4 to 5% of a boost into year end every single time that's come through. So, you know, that could be a rally in itself, alone in itself, but gridlock in the government means positive for the market, because if nobody can pass anything, then generally speaking, that lets the capitalist, that lets the free market run through, and we'll see what happens here. You don't have to worry about policies or anything like that coming out. But there it is right now. And I'm sorry if I'm kind of just looking at one or two different names, but there it is to the upside. Brendan, save us. What happened with DWAC there?
It was a Telegraph, guys. They were reporting that regardless of what happened over the past couple of days in the primaries, looks like former President Trump will, in fact, make his Tuesday announcement next week. So I guess there was some speculation regarding that.
So he's announcing that he's announcing, is essentially what the headline is.
Hey, man, you can't, look, you can't announce enough of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I guess not.
All right, well, hey guys, buckle up. That was the 15th, which I think Brendan just said was Tuesday. So yeah, that's going to be a super exciting day. I just really hope that he announces like during market hours, not doing it like, and maybe you guys already know this. I don't know. He probably has a scheduled event. So I just hope it's like at 3 p.m. on Tuesday or something so that we can react and trade. Another name to trade if you are looking for some election trading or just not election trading, but off that announcement, you could also look for Rumble today as well. Although that's down 3%. I've already thrown caution to the wind on Rumble. It could not work. They're trying to be sort of more of a conservative, I guess. I don't know. I haven't gone to their website. They're a Canadian company, by the way. As opposed to YouTube, they're working more on less censorship and things like that. So, but I guess it's known as a conservative platform. I just think that if you're going to break down below $10, that's just a dangerous spot. That's the CFEI, that's the pre-SPAC level that was held, obviously, broken there for one time, down to 7. And that's the fear, is that if you break, we've seen Clover, a lot of these SPAC names, Open Door, go to $2, like things like that. So I would be very careful about trading Rumble. At least DWAC, we have a little bit more experience with it, and there are some more defined levels down here. Like DWAC was bouncing off of 15 to 17 here for about a month, and now taking off. So definitely some good talk there. Apple bouncing is the only trade that we have on board right now. Wow, Meta is just flying again here, man. Meta is going to be a good trade for us today, but wow, upside just keeps on going. We're loving Meta, yes. I can finally phone my father and be like, yeah, Meta, because it's been pretty bad for a bit. Probably, I don't say probably, I know we're in the money now. Good trade upside for Meta, up to 112 and still motoring. And you know what's disappointing here? Tesla continuing its move down, but we are entering power hour, so let's get going, ready to rock and roll. Where's Nio? Nio was another name. Okay, it took off from 10. So remember, I was like, hey, if Nio ever breaks that 10, we wanted to go short. Didn't do it, actually going the other way. So yes, go Apple. Yes, Apple, finally. I guess I can cancel that and cancel that. I canceled my Apple stop because now we only have about 40% left. As it's continuing I got to get out after seeing that top. We'll take it another 10% there at 68. There it is right there. Took another piece out. So look at this, man. Given to you guys, that Apple break. There it is. And it's kind of cool because the market's not really breaking, as you can see right there. But Apple did break to the high side. So yes, we got that one right. And we're going to say, good on us for that, because yeah, that was a good save for us as we were just going back and forth with a couple names looking for something. So glad we have that there on Apple. Definitely topping up the day right there.
Yeah, going back to talking about trading on elections and whatnot. When I was on Tuesday and we were talking about, I guess, overnight trading and whatnot, I was like, midterms, I haven't really traded midterms, but presidential elections, oh yeah, they matter.
Oh yeah.
Those are, if you're going into a presidential election, what I would suggest doing, let's just say this happens once every 4 years, what I would suggest doing is that day, the day it's happening, just take the entire day and come back and trade from the evening until the following close. So you're looking at like maybe a 30-hour day from that point, but that's when the action really gets going, because it gets violent. There's a ton of movement, especially for momentum traders. It's all over the place. I've seen some halts. It just halts, comes out of a halt, goes right back into a halt, and overnights it's usually a price point where it just stops, right? So it's not like trading's done. It won't go below that price, but it can come back out of that price. So that's what I mean by a halt. So it goes back to that limit price, comes down, comes out, and it just moves around. That is one of the, if you want action and you want interest, that's where it's done. It's on those nights of the presidential election, the results, as the results are coming out. So definitely, once every 4 years, there's going to be that kind of activity. Be prepared for it if you decide to actually get involved. But now that's over with. Now that's 2 years away. So now we're dealing with, I guess, what this market's going to handle with the Fed and all the information coming out between now and the next Fed meeting and everything that's been telegraphed as like what's important. Well, they're paying attention to jobs, explicitly said jobs and inflation numbers, right? So now CPI has shown you what CPI can do. Now all these other inflation numbers or inflation-related numbers are going to be in play and definitely going to be moving the market. So we've got, I'm not sure, Friday. What is Friday? Second Friday of the month? I don't know what's coming out on the second Friday. I'll check the calendar tomorrow. But usually there's some numbers, at least on like, actually no, we should.
Remember, it's the bank holiday too.
It's a bank holiday, so it's going to be thinner, so I don't even know if they're going to release it. Let me just take a double or quick check and see what's on the calendar for tomorrow.
What's on the docket? Okay, so Arun will get back to us to see if there's any sort of economic numbers coming through tomorrow. They don't normally flow through on Fridays, economic numbers, but there could be something. Well, I mean, jobs report, things like that, but that's not, I don't think that's tomorrow anyways. But not.
Oh, consumer.
I don't think that's tomorrow.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Definitely not tomorrow.
It's the one that I was talking about. Wow, they're doing this on a Friday with the banks closed. Okay.
What is it?
The University of Michigan consumer sentiment, the prelim number, and this consumer inflation expectation number. Well, they come in together anyway. Now they come in together anyways. So I guess we're gonna have some more fireworks with that. Much quieter than today, less volume also than today, but yet it's still coming out. So there's one to watch, guys. Volatility event. Keep an eye on that, because at 10 o'clock it's supposed to be released, right? 10 o'clock, there's going to be some activity tomorrow. So I'm surprised they're actually releasing this on the day that they are, because it may not go too well with lack of liquidity. But okay, we'll see.
All right, guys. Let's see what happens here. So Disney. I'm getting hot in this lumberjack thing here. Wow, is it hot in here or no?
No, that's just you.
It's supposed to be just the trades burning me up right now. Okay, here we go, guys. Apple's just on fire. That's probably what it is. Probably the Apple trades just kind of like, feeding into here. All right, we just tried to get short. That's funny because my offer was at 05 to get more. We only went up to 90 flat, 90.01. So we just broke 90. And again, Disney today, boom. I mean, when we were looking for shorts, this is what I'm doing. I'm going back, we might not have the greatest memory. You know what? I don't know about this Apple trade here. I'm just debating, do we just get, I'm going to get out one more piece and then please, Arun, don't let me get out any more. Okay, now we're out of Apple. I mean, it's just see, Arun, this is what.
I gotta ask you, why do you take so many exits? What's the reasoning? Is it because it's hitting a target, or are you just you know what's
No,
money?
it's not hitting any targets. That's the problem. It's just no, because, so my problem is honestly, a lot of the time I just look at the market and it's when I see these stocks start to go up like this, I just say to myself, here's 50, 144.50. So look, most of the outs are right there against 50 because it's a key level.
Okay.
But and then as it starts to go up, I just see we were just at 51. Now we're at 68. So take some out. And it's just I can't let it breathe. I don't know, man. It's one of those things that I can't do.
Can I say one thing about that, though?
Please say more than one thing.
The reason why you're having this many decisions being made is because you're using the 1 minute chart. Now, I'm always going to advise against using a 1 minute chart. The reason I say that is because there's a ton of noise, and if you constantly stare at a chart that tight, you're going to see things that really aren't there. So the trend is in one direction, but you're going to see every single fluctuation because you're paying attention to that chart, that you're so caught up in the singular or the small movement that you're not actually seeing the bigger picture. In this case, the trend is to the upside. So I think zooming out a little bit would definitely help reduce the amount of exits that you have around certain prices.
Yep. No, Yeah, I mean, that's why we talk about that all the time here, man. Learning from, traders and stuff. I mean, Arun and I go back probably 12, 15 years. When I had my own trading floor with Day Trade the World, and Arun was with us at that point as well. So yeah, definitely a lot of respect for Arun. And I think you're right. We talked about that earlier. You actually mentioned it this morning. You're like, why don't you just change that to a 3-minute? But honestly, I don't have any negative days this month. So fingers crossed that we keep it going. I think that's part of it, right? Like, still, definitely successful trader, and I don't want to change too much, but you could always get better, and that's what I'm always looking for. That's why I said don't just speak for a second, speak for as long as you want, because I think you're right, man. I mean, if I change this chart, but I'm not really making the plays off the chart. That's the difference, right? So I don't know, but yeah, definitely would be nice to be able to see the forest through the trees a little bit better. What up to rolling records? I just caught that off you, so thank you for that one. But yeah, it's all about do your own thing, so that's good, man. I like that tip of the day. I mean, we could do a lot more of that, man. I mean, I feel like Neil, myself, Brendan, Brad, we all give, basically tips all over the place every day. So we're trying to do that. I don't know if we need a segment for that, but what's up, Brendo?
We were wondering about when we came back on here, guys, at 2 o'clock. We were wondering about 5%, but hey, look, there it is. 5.05% for the S&P.
And the futures market getting to that 39.50 mark, and this ties into a question somebody was asking, would you short 39.50? I mean, there's going to be some activity there, but would I step in front of a freight train like this? I don't know. No, I'm gonna say no. I mean, there might be a trade there. There might be a quick scalp there, maybe because it hits resistance and comes back a few points or whatever. But I mean, that's not the type of trade I go for, anyways. It's going to be a checkpoint along the way, 39.50. Like I said, 39.50 today could easily lead to 4,000 overnight, and we're coming here in the open tomorrow, and we're sitting close to 4,000. So that's a real possibility as well, along with the possibility of a complete reversal tomorrow. But anyways, we got to keep an eye on both sides. This market clearly wants to accelerate. No profit taking yet. When I mean profit taking, intraday profit taking, because not everyone's going to be holding this or swinging this overnight. Not all of this is long-term positioning. Some of this is intraday, like we're doing here, and they could be holding on to this, and at some point they're going to want to take some profit, right? So to flatten out for the day. So that's a possibility still, but we don't know. It could happen at any moment. First checkpoint was 3 o'clock as well. So 3 o'clock held up well and actually rallied to the upside. Okay, that's done. 3:30 to 3:35 is going to be the next batch of programs that come online. I would keep an eye on that as well. If we get some more activity there, you're probably going to get a decent run into the close, and they may not even take any profit. They may just run this straight up. So it doesn't happen too often, but I've seen it happen a few times where there is no selling after a huge rally. It just continues up. So it's just program buying straight right until the end of the day. So you never know. I mean, that's why I kind of walked away from I fully walked away from my square position. You saw me in square for a little bit. With this rally, square wasn't going up. I was like, okay, we're late into the day. I wanted to catch this rally, but without being able to participate in the S&P itself. So can I catch square? And square decided that it wanted to do absolutely nothing and just go sideways. So I'm like, okay, let's just cover the cost of the trade and get out. So we're done here. So 2 equity trades today. Both of them square, flat but up, and then Meta making me the money earlier, $1.75 average, and then futures position, that was about 35 points total on the futures, and I'm done. That's it. That's 3 trades, all winners. I guess 2 winners, 1 flat, and then that's it. We're done for the day. I'm not going to force anything else. It's 3:12. You don't need to trade right until the end of the day. I know you guys are watching us for trades, but there's certain pockets of time where there's trades to be made, and then a lot of the other time there's not a whole lot to be done. You might be waiting. In my case, the way I trade, it's also not very entertaining how I trade. I know for you guys to be watching me. Trades like, oh, he hasn't done anything in a while. Yeah, because if I had a position this morning that's still going, why am I going to do anything else? So for me, there's like time where I'm trying to build up a position, and then it goes. And then I just let it go, and I don't try to get involved into too many other things. So for now, I'm done. 3 positions, and I'm going to call it a day, and we'll see if this market wants to provide some more activity and some more interest as we get closer and closer to 39.50.
All right, I just covered the Amazon trade right there. It just went back up to flat for us. It's fine. We literally had the 20% left, so we just got out, or even less than that. We just got out right there. No, actually 20, 40, 60, 80, yeah, one. Okay, so 20% left out of Amazon. It wasn't even a thing really, because yeah. Oh, Arun, man, now I'm having those second thoughts again because look what Apple doing again. And so this is where I'm thinking like, see, this is what I do. You see, like now we're taking, I would say like I should take out a piece now.
But here's my counter argument to that. Imbalances come out not too long from now, and Apple could
30 minutes is a long.
Yeah, well, okay, 30 minutes is long, depending on the time frame you trade. But those could be a decent like boost to Apple at 7%. You've got some index names, right? No, okay, Apple.
Well, I got Disney and Apple.
You got Apple. Apple's the biggest one. So if the market's up 6.73, come on, NASDAQ 7%, that's doable. We're in striking
not doable,
distance.
It's going to happen, I'm pretty sure at this point.
A buy-side imbalance on Apple, yeah, you know this market's going up, and you know Apple's going to keep on going higher. So given how many exits you've taken, I mean, why not, right?
I know I'm fine with holding it. Like, I mean, the whole point of holding it would be to hold it. So yeah, I'd like to do that if we can. And there goes Apple right now. I do have an out though. I'm not. You know, I have an out rate. Wow, I have an out right there, I thought. Well, I have an out at 92. Guess where it stopped? 91. See, so that's making me think like, oh, I got to put an offer lower than that, which of course we do not have to. So we're just going to wait here for Apple, see what this does now, taking out some of these highs. I'm going to put an offer. I mean, look, I was going to get out at 90. I'm going to put one at 89 now. We just missed our 92. Give it to us. There it is. So there's another out. We're just going to go bang, man. Look, I'm listening to everything Arun is saying, and that's, you know, it's more food for thought. For tomorrow. I'm already in this position. I've already started to get some out, so let's watch that. Hopefully we'll run that one through the laundromat. Nice little upside move. To have been, if I had held that, I mean, from when I was long, you're 100% right, man. It should have got out of absolutely nothing there. I'm going to do some more work and be better tomorrow, trust me. Every day I feel like I'm getting better on the show, and I hope you guys can see that as well. This is what we're doing, man. This is exactly what we're doing. You are right there, Joseph M. Good job. Thank you so much for telling that to me because, yeah, we are teaching each other, man. We're trying to teach you guys. We're trying to teach each other. We're trying to get better every single day. And obviously, you know, everybody around here respects everybody, I would think, but it's nice to have Arun. We only get to really talk about this stuff when you're on the show, so that's why it's very.
Oh, really, Square? Wow. Wow. You guys
I don't hear that emotion too much. What happened with Square there?
Because it just popped 50 cents. I'm like, it's not going anywhere.
See, Arun, why do you hold that, man? Come on, Arun.
Whatever.
Why are you scalping out, bro?
It's not scalping. It's me giving up on a stock because it wasn't moving. And now it's up at 70. Really, Square? That one caught me off guard because that doesn't, you know, whatever. Damn it, Square.
Come on, Arun, man. You should have held that, man.
Yeah, I probably
held that. Oh, man, that's funny. Okay. Okay, thanks. That's funny there. That was funny. That was a funny segment. Excuse me. I'm drinking the tea, trust me. I feel... So thanks for all the concern. People saying like, that's a COVID cough and stuff like that. It's not. Like I feel fine. I mean, I'm definitely working through something, but everything's all good, man. Everybody in my family's been good. I hope I don't, I mean, again, I just think, I lost my voice and I feel like there's like a rasp in there and it's just like, the more I talk, trust me, if someone ever put like a counter on the amount of words that like Arun or I, maybe not so much you, but me or Neil speak when we're on the show. It's quite unbelievable. I mean, even you're sitting at home.
Yeah.
Like, you probably talk about 1,500 times more here than at home, unless you're yelling back and forth with the wife there. Yeah, this has been a really fun day. Okay, all right. So that was really fun there that you got scalped, you scalped yourself out of Square before it ran up. That was hilarious. Okay, just quickly here on Disney. So we missed that very top, which is crazy because I was waiting at 90.20. So we would have a lot more in on this than we do right now. But here goes Disney, man. I'm like channeling my inner Arun right now again, trying to hold this one for a little bit lower. But then you got to go back to your roots and take a piece out right now. So let's see if we can get filled. There it is. Let's go. So a nice little fill for me there right now on this name. So let's just continue the party to the north side now, or sorry, to the south side for Disney. We pick on a weak name. We're just trying to beat this name up a little bit. We are now officially only in and I don't know if I should hold my head in shame or what, but we're only in 10% left of this Apple trade as it's coming back into the downside. So yeah, definitely, man. Maybe I gotta, let me just change this to a 3-minute to see if I would have. Well, again, I got to take all these outs out there. But yeah, anyways, whatever. I'm going to stick with a 1 minute for now, do some homework on a few extra charts. If you guys have that camera, Lucas, where I can sort of show everything here, just to let people know that just because, that's okay. Yeah, so we'll just show this screen right here. So I do have, you guys aren't going to be able to see, but I have a 20-minute, a 3-minute, a 1 minute, a 30-minute, and a daily up on this screen right there. Thanks, that's good enough. It doesn't matter. Okay, so right there on this screen, along with some hot lists here as well. So trade ideas and e-signal is what I'm looking off of. And then I also have some
There you go.
some trade ideas scanners and things right here as well, along with the chat, our internal chat and things. So it's not like we're just, there it is. Thank you. All right, look at these guys, man. Super professional there. A couple of things that we're looking at over here, including some races and some stuff from trade ideas. So lots of stuff happening there. You can see that's Trader Prad's hand. There he is. What's up, buddy? Oh, you went and got done up? Nice. Okay, so there he is. Trader Prad's back in the building right now. So, all right. So we do look at more charts, but the main one that I do show on the show, like Arun said, is the 1 minute. That maybe I need to adjust it. But here we go. Channeling again my inner Arun combined with myself, and we'll take some more profits here on Disney, and we'll let it float downside here. You know what, Arun? Call up the Disney chart, and I want you to tell me, and again, I'm going to trade my own book, but is there a level maybe where you would start to leg some out here? Because I have this trade on, and I know you don't have one. So let me know what you think about this Disney trade. What's up? Was it Brendo?
I was just reading through, going back about a half an hour ago or so, Sean, you mentioned the Coinbase CEO was on CNBC. One of the comments kind of jumped off the page here that he made on that interview, and that was, what happened at FTX is not possible to happen at Coinbase. So those are big words for Coinbase, guys.
Let me know about what, sorry? What was that word, Brendan? I missed it.
No, I was just saying one of the comments that the Coinbase CEO made on CNBC was, what happened to FTX is not possible to happen to Coinbase.
Okay, short Coinbase then. What I don't like, this is, sorry, I was talking with Arun there about something, so I missed that. But we always talk about don't talk in absolutes. But the thing is, that probably is right, because you need to have cash on reserve. You have to have your reserves 1-to-1, because then when you get a run like that and FTX can't support any of the sales coming in, and there's simply not enough cash, that when people are asking for withdrawals, if you stake $1 billion or something, and then in cash reserves you only have 500 million, well then half is not going to get repaid. And so I'm wondering if that's what it's about. But thanks, Brendan. That's what we're doing here with the team. Hit the like button. I don't know. What are we at for likes right now? Let's go on that. All right. We did exit out, Arun, of about 30 to 35% of our Disney here. Disney down or up 3.6%. Not a great look for Disney. I don't even know if you know, because you were with me the other day, but not on Disney earnings. They had earnings and it absolutely collapsed. So that's why we're picking on the short for Disney as it breaks down on the one-day chart. Did I do a decent job getting some out there at 89.80?
I mean, okay, where are you? I can quickly.
I'm short 90 flat, 90.05.
Oh, you're short?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're looking at it as if I was long.
Yeah, I thought you were a long.
Damn it, I should have
side
prefaced
there.
that.
Okay. Okay, you're going short 80? You got some out at 80?
I am short at 90 right now.
If you're going short against the current trend, then yeah, it makes sense to get out 80. What I was looking at, I was thinking you were long. If you were long,
my bad.
I would say the trail stop is going to be underneath 89.50 going into 89.40. So you really have a decent amount of space. The reason I would put it at 89.40, even though we're at 60 cents higher from my stop, is because I'm going to try to stretch this trade as long as I possibly can to see this imbalance, right? Imbalance comes out at 350. Yep. So if this market's going to crack, or if this stock is going to crack, let them take out the last support level I can use. Up until that point, I want to see these imbalances, because the imbalances, if they're positive, and I'm going to suspect that they're going to come out positive, with a move like this and 6.7%, there's going to be some shuffling going around, I imagine. So most of these imbalances should be to the buy side, I would think. We'll get a better indication once we get some numbers from Financial Juice and whatnot. with this type of move, I'm going to stretch. If I still had some positions on the equity side and the market is this deep in, I would just hold as long as I possibly can without being reckless about it. 89.50 and change, 89.40 probably, and see if I can get to that 350 mark.
Oh, good. Okay, so I put a couple more bids lower. I did see what Momo was saying there. Come to my screen if you can, real quick. Look at Disney, 145 Disney. Look at Apple, guys. Even Trader Pratt, anybody that's trading right now, even anybody behind me, Disney has big size at 145 right now, and it's literally 1 penny away. We're long at 144.20, so all good on this one. Sorry, Apple, 140. Yeah, I wish Disney was at 145. That'd be awesome. But look at Apple right now, 145. We're already 80 cents in the money, but it's right here, right now. So as I said, wish we would have held it all. We did not. So all we have to do is deal with what we have right now. So there it is. Apple, nice little upside move. I'm not getting anything out. I'm going to try to respect and see what happens right now with Apple at these bottoms. Nice little trace back down for Disney. I am going to start to scalp some more out of this name because I feel like if Apple breaks, we're starting to make, like, look at the 50 period, bang, 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 and then we broke back down below. So I think that there could be work to be done back into this level. So I do like that call there on Disney. And thanks, Arun, for all that. And I put in the chat, I just want to give Arun as much airtime as possible, honestly, because the more we can all hear about the way Arun trades, the way I trade, Neil trades, everything like that, then we can just become a better team overall and make the best decisions for our own accounts and our own families, and then also for you guys out there as well. Just doing the best we can. Look, there's other people out there that will charge you for information like this, things like that. We are doing this completely for free every single day. All we ask for you is to hit that like button. If you could do that right now, let's get going on that. We had I don't know if we had a record, but we had almost 4,000 likes, I believe. Remember what it ended at, Prad? For you guys, do you remember what it? 4.1. So we got 4,000 likes on a combination of our first two shows. I'm not even going to look now. I think we need to get to 2 or 3K. I'm not going to look. Let's go. All right. Next out for us. Let's go. Let's just keep on going, man. Bring the register on this one. We're bullish and bearish today. We can ride both those guys all the way to the downside. Look at Disney. Good take on the short right back. We've given 2 trades here since we started the show. 2 trades. It's not a huge amount of trades, but we're giving them to you. I'm still holding Veru. We gave you Disney short. That's bank. You can make your whole day on this one trade there. You want to talk about making your whole day? Make your whole day right here. We have 80 cents in the money on Apple right there going through, right? Arun, next time you want to talk about holding something, let me know, because that square would have been a genius position for you as well. I don't know if it came back or not. Just playing around on that one. Google up to $94 and still going. Check out DWAC. Let's see if there was any combination. Any continuation on that DWAC move? No, quite the opposite. Actually faded out right there onto that play right now. So I know you're going to be a little bit busy, Arun, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but did you want to just give a quick, I don't know, you might not be back here for a while, but a rundown of what the market on balance locator means and stuff like that? I know you might be, I know we like to look at that at the close, so if you don't have it up, you do have it up. Okay, so this is something that's obviously Neil and I look at all the time, but from a futures trader, would be kind of cool to see how maybe you read the imbalance locator there, and if you use it or anything like that, if you wanted to run that through, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, okay, so let's quickly do this. And I think this is going to be important for everyone, especially on a day like today where imbalances are going to be somewhat larger, I would expect, especially with the bank holiday coming in tomorrow. So, big moves up. There's some liquidity vacuums coming in place as well. So definitely one to watch for the imbalance. So I would expect a lot of these major index names are going to come out with large imbalances. We keep talking about that. What does that really mean? It just means everyone who's submitting orders for the end of the day to participate in the official closing price. What I mean by that is, when you go on Yahoo or any sort of finance website, they say the stock closed at this price. Well, you can capture that price by spending a specific order type into the market or into your broker. It's called an on-close order type. And all those orders are tallied up. You can set them at any point. They're all tallied up. And at 350, the market or all the exchanges release the data. So that's North American. So that's all including TSX, that's the Toronto Exchange, and all the US markets. They release that information saying this many orders are looking to do buy and sell. So when you net out the difference, that's the imbalance. If you have this many, let's just say you have 100,000 to buy and you have 200,000 to sell. Well, the imbalance is now sell side 100,000 shares on this specific stock, right?
Bro, I'm long
That information is
144.
put into this little tool that we have. Remember, this software is going to be our in-house built-in tool, built-in software. It's called PPRO 8. It's for any offices affiliated with Day Trade the World. Is handled here, it's modified here, it's not for sale, not for use outside. We have it called as an imbalance locator, but other brokerages might have something else. But for us, at 350, this gets populated. Then this data that you're seeing is from 9:30 this morning. So all of this information is kind of stale data up until 9:30. At 350, this all gets updated, and you'll see that on the left-hand side here is going to be called the symbol. Then you have the side, which is right here, the size and the PV, and you can ignore the last two columns. That's just for my kind of just to sort things out. So symbol and side, pretty self-explanatory, right? This is the symbol, the direction. Size is going to be how large the imbalance is in the direction of the side. So in this case, USB was a buy-side imbalance of 800K. So 800,000 shares needed to be bought at the open. PV is paired value. How much has already been assigned? So what you'll see sometimes is the size will be 1 million and the PV will be 2 million. So that means at some point the total imbalance was 3 million, but they've already assigned an opposing buyer or seller for 2 million, and there's still 1 million shares that need to be done. So that's what you're going to see here. And this is going to be large on indexing events. So when there's stocks that are being added or deleted or moved from the 400 to the 500 or even to the down to the 600. So it's going to be one of those numbers to pay attention to if it's large enough to make a difference to the book, right? So USB this morning, I'm just going to continue on this. USB was 800,000 shares. Let's just say USB was 800,000 shares again one more time. Well, USB's done 8.8 million shares. The book can handle 800,000 shares. It's not going to be a big difference. But if the imbalance will say 5 million, that's going to make a difference. So the larger the number, the less liquidity on the books for the stock. You're going to see a lot more algorithmic movement. 350, you get the release. 355, you get the update from the floor. So the floor's interest and their clients' interests are going to be updated. And that's when you kind of start to lock in. So 350 comes out. Oh, look, there's a big buy imbalance. Okay, great. Can it stay after 355? Because the floor can absolutely remove any sort of imbalances. They can actually just take the opposing side and remove it. But if they add to the imbalance, now you're starting to see people pile in one direction, and that's going to start pushing the stock and applying pressure on the name as the algos try to figure out how to take this into the close, right? So the market makers are going to get involved and whatnot. So it applies pressure to the name after 355. So as long as the imbalance is large and it's large enough relative to the name of the stock or the book, the volume that's on the book, then you're going to start to see some pressure on these names. So all of this happens at 350. All of this happens at the same time. So if the imbalance is large enough, you know these index names are going to go because Apple has an imbalance, Microsoft has an imbalance, Tesla has an imbalance, Amazon has an imbalance. They all have an imbalance. And if they're all in one direction, then if the individual names in the indexes go, then the index has to go too. So that's what we're going to see, and we'll get a pretty good idea of what's going to happen at 350. Brennan.
Just saw this one pop up again for anyone that missed it. This was an earnings name as well, but a huge day anyways. Decent amount of volume just came in here, guys, through the highs for Dutch Bros. Yeah, 21% after a better than expected report. Through that last high there was huge volume.
I saw you mention that before about Dutch Bros. Absolutely wild name right there. Okay, we did take another piece out of Disney there. And like I said, this is really why, you know, and again, part of it, and thanks for the explanation on the imbalance locator, obviously, as there's a lot of people interested in that kind of talk. This is why, like, I feel like I'm just jaded because I've seen so much. Like, you know, it just comes back in there. And because we were starting to, you know, creep higher here on Disney, was a little bit worried about the move back down into the downside. But the thing is, the market just keeps on going. We're at 7% now for the NASDAQ. We are now 40 handles away, or 50 handles away, sorry, from 4,000. Yeah, this market just keeps on moving to the upside. And by the way, Apple, look at this Apple trade. I mean, this is $1 now in the money, guys. I'm going to take this right here. Honestly, like Arun, I wish I held them all, man, but can't get them all the time. Nice little upside move right there for me on Apple. So we take out another piece right there. Look at this. I just, again, wish we took too many out there. And part of it was just not believing that the market was going to extend too much more. So you guys know that I'm here to trade, and we've made a lot of trades like this and made a lot of money off of very similar things. Scalping is something that I like to do. All right, just to give you guys an update on Disney position. Right now we only have 17 minutes, which is still quite a while until those imbalances come out. But Disney, again, no more outs. We're still waiting for that 75 bid that we just missed last time. Like it went to 76, like I'm sitting there at 75. So hopefully that'll come out and then it will look even better when we get ticked out. But I do want to average in, which is kind of funny again. My average in, it's not till 9, it's up here. So 19.15 or so against this high of 90.20. We'll see if that comes into play. I don't know if it will, but so far so good here on the Disney short. Our Veru short, yeah, it's just not doing anything. Again, I'm hoping that we can get a print down here. I'm not even going to put a bid down here, but hopefully we can get it. I'd more like a bid down near $6 on Veru. If that can come. Okay, here's one. Let's read what this says. Aboriginal Alien or Aboriginal Allen? What did that say? Oh, I missed it. Alien. Sean, S-E-A-N, I'm going to assume that's me. When you feel like getting out, look at the Dixie. Yeah, the dollar is still going down, and look at the NASDAQ is still going up. Yeah, so that's true. I did have the dollar up. What was the other one? PUP you can watch as well as a dollar, but the DXY, no, not PUP. What's the one that I was looking at before? Anyways, we don't have the DXY in our system, but I do agree with what you're saying there. Watch out for the dollar, and that's been such a huge effect on the NASDAQ because, again, you need to repatriate the money back in. UUP, I mean, what was I even thinking? PUP, like what's... ridiculous. This is what happens when you've been talking for basically 7 hours. Yeah, so here we go. I guess this is the inverse UUP right now. The dollar, sorry, this is not. The dollar going down, which makes sense here today. And again, for tech companies, that means a lot. That's part of the reason why tech got rocked. The UUP was just touched. Huge highs not too long ago, up here, $30, $31. Look where we were at the beginning of the year down here. I think it was 22 or so in January. No, 25. Oh, so yeah, way back there. That's that bottom 24. So as the dollar rips up there, you see what's happened inverted for the NASDAQs the other way. So as this starts to fall, you're going to see NASDAQ strength start to build. So thanks for that one, Aboriginal Alien, right there, cool name. And again, thank you to True Trading Group, who has just entered the building one more time. Super chat. So thank you to our sponsor, True Trading Group. Check them out, not now, but after the show. You can click the link there. Thanks to True Trading Group. We had Mike on. Hey, yo, Mike, what's up? There, Joe Lamb, great work. Thank you, Joe Lamb, for your super chat as well. Much appreciated. I'll buy some hauls. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have a hauls right now. We still have this pack from the day before. I didn't have any of these today. U.S. Watchdog Agency announces, oh no, did Brendan break this story? A new review of the Boeing 737 MAX. So let's see that. Slow down. And why? That was about 10 minutes ago on the Boeing trade there. So let's go over and see. Nah, didn't do anything. So yeah, whoops. There it is right there. I guess if we're going to zoom into 10 minutes ago. Yeah, not much happening on that, but I guess they're reviewing the 737 MAX. But if all's good under the hood, then not much to worry about. We're almost average back into Disney here.
Yeah. Okay, market going strong. We're working out well. I mean, my target for the day, not that just for the market. I'm like, if we break 35, we probably have like 10 to 15 points to the upside. We've already hit that. That's 50, right? 50 is kind of where I figured we'd end up. But we still have 20 minutes left. This market could come off in a big way, or it could extend past this. So I don't know. It should be an interesting close, to say the least. Imbalances, like I said, 350. That should provide some activity for any sort of equity positions if you still have them. Now, with the market going the way it is, and Meta's starting to taper off a little bit. Okay, I see some profit taking coming in Meta. It's just going to be a matter of how aggressive is this going to be, because I think after 350 is where it really comes to show how strong of a rally. I mean, obviously it's a very strong rally, but how much of it is going to be profit taken and intraday versus large book positioning going into it. I mean, like somebody was mentioning, it's like, it's just the CPI number. Well, why does that matter? Because it changes the perspective on what the Fed is going to do. And that's what matters, not necessarily just the CPI itself, but it's also the outlook now. Okay, this is what the CPI has turned into. It's not as bad. Okay, now is the Fed going to do this, this, this? You see it in the Fed funds rate or the expectation tool or the tracker tool or whatever it's called. That's starting to change now. So a lot of shifts here happening because of one singular number, even though it may not have been. I mean, 7.7 versus 8 is, I think, a big difference. But still, even if it was 7.9 versus 8, the market would have reacted, maybe not to this degree, but it would have been a reaction nonetheless, because the expectations are now starting to change and people are starting to shift their order books and whatnot and how they want to position for the next Fed meeting. So there you go. There's the movement. Market stalling out around 39.50. We'll see towards the end of the day how this is all going to play out. But yeah, I mean, it's a good look for the market to do what it's doing, because on the daily, if you were to look at it, let's just put this on the ES daily, it's cleared some turbulent action that we've kind of had to get through here. Now, it's just a matter of, I think 4,000 clears the board really well. We still are in some murky territory, but this is a good, strong move that's actually establishing itself. So a little bit more, and I think it's going to change the dynamic of how people are going to look at a daily itself. Look at this, like we're starting to bottom out. Could you argue a bottoming out part of this if we get back above 4,000 after really playing around with 3,600 a few times? I mean, it's something on deck. And euthanasia, I have no clue what Team Mystic is, but this is not a Team Mystic shirt. This is a Nightwing shirt. I thought everyone, actually, no, we talked about this earlier, but it's a Nightwing shirt, not a Team Mystic shirt. I have no clue what Team Mystic is. Yeah.
What's Team Mystic, Brad?
Yeah, Brad would know. Brad doesn't know either.
I thought it was a gaming group. Like FaZe Clan or something? I don't know. Could be. Don't worry about it. Okay, we took another position right there, so we'll go like that. Wow. Oh man, this Apple trade is just blasting off to the upside, man. Now we're $1.10 in the money as that continues to go. What I was just talking about right now. Oh, thanks for the super chat right there. I messaged, someone said I might have bronchitis. I don't know. I'm just gonna go. Maybe I'll just go see a doctor. But on the weekend, I don't want to miss trading. But again, there you go. What's up? Don't die. I'll try my best. I got a family that I got to take care of. I better not be anywhere close to dying right now. So let's hope that we don't. Chest cold, my wife just said that she thinks I might have. Chest cold. So, I don't know. Flu season around here. I heard that we don't even have any more pediatric beds around here in Ontario anymore because of what's happening. So I want to say get well to Neil. Well, it doesn't matter. His daughter's just feeling under the weather. I can say that because he mentioned it on the show. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that. But hopefully everyone can get better. We'll expect Neil back tomorrow. And I expect to be back tomorrow as well. If not, then. Okay, there's Disney. Well, if not, nothing. If I'm not feeling well, I won't. I don't want to get anybody else not feeling that well, but I feel fine. Okay, right there, 85 and change coming down. The other thing, too, is whether or not I have a chest cold or not, it remains the same. Like, I'm sitting here talking to you guys every single day, unlimited amounts of talking, as you can see. Probably too much, right? But so that's definitely that. But thank you for the super chat. I'll go pick up some Ricola, and then I do stupid stuff like that. Like, why am I saying that if I don't have a good voice? There it is. Let's take out some more profits. The scalper's back in the building right now, and there it is right there, taking some more profits out as we are trying to finish the day at our highest spot here. We have two banger trades for you. There's the reload right there. We are getting much closer to the imbalances, as Arun has stated, of course. Here just went over all of that. My imbalance locator is basically exactly, not basically, it is exactly the same as Arun's. He may have one or two extra columns than I, but I just look at the market time just to get them updated. Sometimes you'll have imbalances come out in the middle of the day and then stocks halt and things like that. So that's pretty interesting for me. The size, the paired value, and then the source. We basically know where the stocks are, but just in case, NYSE or NASDAQ, they all come out at 350. It's the open. I'm gonna get another piece here on, there we go, I'll punch out some more on Disney right there. We just punched some 88s right there. Like funny, we punch 88s and the stock rips up a little bit there. Okay, look at the market, wow. Extension, right now you are starting to extend higher. And by the way, hello NASDAQ, and this is why I say it, Neil will be mad. Today I'm 7% there for some of these plays. So great movements to the upside as we just keep on ticking away here. What's up, Brendo?
It's becoming a bit of a theme, but I'll show you another one here. UPST, guys, approaching 25% on the day. Just made a new high, but look at this. Huge monster volume spike there. maybe some shorts getting blown out here late in the day. There's been a few of these popping up the last few minutes.
What was that? Oh, Upstart. Yeah, geez. Upstart, Affirm, some of these names, Palantir. And it's funny because our resident doctor in the chat said that he just checked out and he did some research, and the only cure to not feeling well is buying more Palantir. So, okay, so shout out to you, Henry Z, right now. Yeah, shorts are getting definitely blown out here, man, as the market just continues to race up. It's all good, man. I mean, this is what we're doing. I'm really, right now, I kind of feel like a rude, man. Just sitting back, chilling, letting this market take control of what it needs to do. Look what we're doing. Look what we're doing on Disney, man. You know, this is kind of the stuff that we're talking about. Reloading, getting in, getting out, back down to these lows. Like, what's going to happen to Disney if what you mentioned comes into play? See, like now I see it bouncing off 80. I have a 75 bid. Let me see if I can be patient enough to wait for that. I'm not. I just put a 77 bid there. Let's see if we get filled. Ooh, no, we did not. But what happens if Disney comes out to sell, right? So that's another thing here that we still do have that upside surprise coming through. If they do come out on the market on close imbalances, that'll be something really interesting. Brendan just, oh man, damn, Sean. Damn you, man. Just ripped back up. Now I'm going to put another bid out there to get some more out of this. Okay, it just ticked up. Oh, I saw it. You see, what? That ticked down to 75 where I was? Nah, come on, that didn't happen. All right, there we go. We have another order at 84. We just get filled or no, we didn't. Man, Disney's bouncing around here. That's kind of cool. All right. What's up, Dr. Crusher? I call my mute button my Sean button. Yeah, good idea on that one. I wish you could sort of mute it if you didn't want to listen, but I do want to thank everybody for coming through today one more time. This is what it is. If you guys think it's easy to host this show for 5 hours, you tell me. But right there, 1.2K, not enough. You know, see if we get that to 1.5 at least. 1.5 used to be like our baseline. Now it's about 2K. So if we can get that going, that would be absolutely great. Yeah, Disney, Veru, and Apple, all that we have on board right now. Only 5 minutes till the imbalances. Let's see what happens. See, now I feel bad for not getting a little bit more out there on Disney, but we'll see what happens here into the close. Market pulling back a little bit. I only have 5% left of Apple because we did take a piece out there. So now we wait to see what happens into the close, waiting for those imbalances. Hey, thanks, Shock Industry, man. I do love trading, and I do love sharing the ideas. So thank you so much, Shock Industry, man. Thank you so much, Henry. There's a lot going on here every single day. Like when I get home, I'm like, oh my God. And then like today, like I was already saying today, kids have karate and gymnastics tonight. Swimming tomorrow night because swimming was canceled. And then we're at 5 different rinks on the weekend. For hockey. 5? Yep, wow. For hockey and curling. One is a curling rink. And then that's what I think what started all this, because I came and had my voice completely lost at curling on Sunday. So, all right, Brendo, give it to us.
No, you guys showed this earlier, but worth noting here. We just took out this one on this list. So these are the largest percentage days for the NASDAQ. But yeah, we just took out that one on the NASDAQ now. So the next one to look for is 719. 7.19 would be the next.
7.19?
7.19 going into an imbalance.
That's a wrap.
I mean, let's look a little bit higher. I think we should set the target a little bit higher. Maybe 7.5 possible. Another just under 0.5%.
More.
No, I'm going to factor in some end-of-day profit-taking resistance levels, blah, 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 whatever. But this market clearly gearing up for a positive imbalance, it looks like. The way it's moving up, somebody in the chat was saying 256 is the pre-look, or the number before we actually get to the imbalance. The what is it? The early imbalance?
Early look.
The early look imbalance number is 256 and change. That's positive. It's not big as I would have expected, but I mean, it's. I would have expected north of $1 billion on a day like today, but. I mean, clearly we're not getting a whole lot of action right now based on the pre-look, but I think once we get the actual imbalance at 350, I think we'll have a better indication of how strong all these programs are getting involved in and how all these books are being taken care of towards the end of the day. I mean, it's sitting at 39.55, and the NASDAQ is, where's the, the S&P is. The NASDAQ, pretty sure it's cleared some key areas here. Yeah, okay. It's sitting just under 50, 11.6. So we started the day at 10.8, and now we're at 11.6 on the NASDAQ. and we've still got the imbalance to come through. So, I mean, I think 7.5% is a doable number, especially with 11.6 going to break some stops. Yeah, I mean, if there's any stops there, if people are trying to play short in front of it for whatever reason, this could be an interesting one. Put into the chat what your guess is where we're going to close out in terms of in terms of percentage for the NASDAQ. Forget the S&P, the NASDAQ, let's look at. Right now, 7.07. I'm saying 7.5. I mean, Sean's saying more than 7.5. So, okay, we'll find out. Now, we're about 10 minutes and change away from getting the stock close or the market close, and we'll see where this market ends up.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Arun, for all that. I don't know if it's going to go higher than 7.5, but if those imbalances, I mean, we've seen the market rip up a percent or two off these imbalances, so let's see if it is right or not. Shout out to Momo. I'm getting ready to get more shares for Disney, but my out is very close. Yes, I have. You can see all these outs, man. I mean, we were getting them out. We did try to get some more out down there, which would be awesome if we had, but we didn't. We only now have, excuse me, we now only have a couple seconds until the imbalances come out, so we'll keep them up right now. I'm trying to go short here some more at 90.14. I'm just going to keep it there. I assume it's going to fill. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We should get some whipsaw action. If we take out the high of 90.20, give it a little bit more room than that. But if it takes out the high, then we're going to get out. Still going to be positive on Disney. So if that's what you're asking, Momo, yeah, all good on that one. I would have loved to get those 14 fills now, because now if I get them, it might be wrong. With only 10 seconds to go before these imbalances come out. I do have a lozenge in my mouth, so I do apologize for that. But only 5 seconds to go now. And again, thank you for all the love on the chat, man. I know I just talked a little bit about this job, but I love it, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, here goes Disney. What are these imbalances all about right now?
It's positive, for sure.
Yeah, anything that's interesting on here? I don't see much. Oh, Apple with a huge buy.
This is what I was saying.
That's
wait for the imbalance.
But look at Google's a huge sell, so a little bit different there. Apple ripping to the high side, 146 there on a monster buy, monster sell for Google. Google turning down the other way exactly, so no surprise there. That was a little bit of a late update for me. I don't know if it was for you as well. But all right. Yeah, so Disney, we're going to give a little bit back here as it is trying to take down the high. I don't see Disney on here. There's Meta with a sell. But yeah, the big one here now, creating this whole market to bump up. And here we go. I'm getting out at 25, by the way. So it looks like we will give back a little bit here on Disney. But honestly, man, all good on this trade. Really happy with what happened to Apple. I mean, obviously, I wish we saw the full load up here. Now in the money, $1.70 for Apple as we take out 146. Wow. Apple started the day where, man? There we go. We're out at Disney. That kind of sucks. We'll flush ourselves down the toilet. But that 140 level right there for for Apple, great little long, making the move upside. And hey, Apple's only up 8%. There's other names up. The SOX L is up 30% right now. Obviously, that's levered, though. What else is up? Fisker up 21, Beyond up 20. It's just a nuts day. But there's the imbalances right there. Apple, big one. And Disney flushed out there. Don't tell me it's back down. It is back down. I might get short on Disney here.
Yeah, going back to the Apple imbalance, at some point, this was actually 11.7 million shares, and they've paired 8.5, so they're left with 3.2. And it's only going to really matter on Apple if it stays if the number sticks around after 355. Remember, you're going to want to see the floor interest on this number. The reason the market's going up is because of Apple, right? I mean, it's going up, but because of the imbalance, you look at it, what's the top dog in the indexes? That's got a ton of weight. Apple does. Apple's like at 12% or 13% or somewhere there. And Apple's got a buy-side imbalance. So, yeah, the market's popping up because of that. Obviously, Google is to the sell side. Yeah, some big name, some other index names. Google to the sell side. You also got Amazon down there. It's also got a decent sell. I think that what's interesting here on Amazon is actually it's got 816 left to sell, but at some point it also had another 8.7 million shares that needed to be done. So they've already paired most of this and turned it to sell. So it's going to be interesting to see how these numbers react, or these numbers handle themselves after the 355 update. And I think that's just going to be the propulsion we needed. Because if Apple sticks around after 355, there's going to be some pressure applied on Apple. It's already moving up, but it's going to have some more pressure applied to it if we can get that number sticking around. And maybe I get that 7.5%. We're at 7.2 right now. Let's see if we get to that 7.5% in the next 7 minutes. Entirely possible.
Yeah, that's right. I was kind of half joking about that, 7.5. But there it was. Brennan gave us that deal, was 719 was the next level. So if we can hold this level right now of 7.25, then yes, that will be right there. I feel like something just filled for me. No, nothing just filled for me. Okay, we're back into the short on Disney. We're just going to give it, I don't know. Like, I don't want to give it to that high, but that recent high on that bump up for the NASDAQ, for the imbalances is right there. 90.30, so 90.28 is as high as we got. So we basically made that high. But that's, it broke 90.25 and then came right back. So I'm thinking that, yeah, maybe this doesn't have too many legs to the upside. So we're going to try one more time. 10 cents worth of risk here. And it looks like we're going to get taken out. I'm not even going to test that high. I just don't want to, normally, like if there was more time in this day, I would give it to that. But again, it's like I just don't want to lose another 10 cents because if we hit that and take it out, then what am I really doing here? There we go. We're gonna get. Ooh, I thought I was getting out. Oh yeah, we're gonna get out in a second here. One more penny. There it is. One more penny up and we're out. So yeah, again, we tried Disney a couple times there, failed it out. It's fine. That was one last little try there. It's never fine to lose money, but I'm okay with that right now. But yeah, good day here. Apple, we're $2 in the money on Apple, so hard to complain when I look at that number. But yeah, definitely a nice little run here at the end of the day for Apple. Nice move to the upside. We could probably clear that out, but there is that major. Excuse me, geez. There is that major market imbalance happening right now into the close, over 3.38 million shares. So still ripping upside right now. And there goes the market. The market's still pushing higher. Wow, there goes Apple just absolutely taking off. Like what's Meta doing? Up 15% right now? Only up 10. Look at Apple, look at Meta. Look at Apple, look at Meta. So completely different tale of two stories here for Apple going up on that imbalance, it looks like, guys. And still extending through now. Look at Disney. This is why you make the call on Disney.
Apple's still there.
Apple's still there and still blasting. So I think these guys behind us have the trade as well, Arun.
Yeah, Apple, this is where it matters, right? A lot of these numbers are going to fall off. You see Google's gone, right? And Google's not even here anymore. And that's typically what happens once you get to 355. But now that Apple's still here, and I'm noticing that the paired value is getting bigger, that means there's more imbalances coming onto the table or being put on, and yet Apple's still a buy-side imbalance of 2.6. So now we're at a total of about 16 point something million shares, and they still got to assign another 2.6 to the buy side. So clear pressure being applied here on Apple. This number will get smaller as we get closer, but it's going to be, I guess, an inverse relationship because as Apple starts moving in one direction, the imbalance is going to start getting smaller and smaller as we go into the close. Now, it's perfectly fine for that to happen. What you got to watch out for is when the number completely disappears and turns into a sell, at which point it's oversubscribed. That means too many people are trying to play the opposing side of this. If it's a buy-side imbalance, what do? You try to front-run that buy, and then you put an offer, put a market on sell offer, so you're offsetting the imbalance itself, and that will reduce the imbalance. Well, if too many people do that, it goes from a buy imbalance to a sell imbalance, and then Apple falls apart. So we'll keep an eye on this. Right now, it's trending in the right direction with the strength that it has, but there is going to be some movement in the indexes as Apple also adjusts its imbalances as it gets closer and closer to 4 o'clock. For now, 2.5 million shares, already close to 14 million shares have been paired. And here we are with about 3 minutes left. And market, damn, we were at 7.4%. And I was like, man, we can get to 7.5, and now we're at 7.3. Maybe I won't get, at this point, I'm not participating, so I'm just like looking for like, oh, what can I possibly obtain? Can I just maybe get the NASDAQ to 7.5? That'd be nice, but no, for now, it does look like the market's sitting at 7.3. We never know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes actually, and we might get some movement here, in, especially with Apple moving the way it is.
I think we can do it. I really think we can do it. What else has been going off right now is Bitcoin. I don't know if anybody's looking at that one. That's a daily chart, but look at the 1 minute chart for Bitcoin right now. Come on. Where is it? Oh, God. Oh, my God. It's just so slow to load here at the end of the day. Come on, Bitcoins. Let's go. There it is. Look at this. There it is. There's the move for Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now just took off about $500. It started there at 17.5. This is just at the imbalance. So I don't know. Look at that move up. I don't know, was there a Bitcoin imbalance? 17.5 up to 18 right there. 500 in a straight line for BTC. So congratulations, anybody long any Bitcoin stuff right now. I don't want to say congratulations. I mean, it's been a real rough time there for Bitcoin. But all right, All right, so Apple's starting to get paired off now. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to take this out. You could put it out into the market on close if you want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm out right there. Oops, sorry, close that. I'm out right there at 52. So out of Apple there for a nice $2 plus win. 144.25. Out right there at the end of the day. Wow, what a move. I'm actually going to tweet this out and then get mocked for this because that was a huge move out there for Apple to end the day. Good cover right at the end, but again, not enough shares to really celebrate that move up. But we'll end the day at our high spot. Why? Or no, we won't at our high spot because we lost on Disney. But by the way, look where Disney is right now. Went all the way to 50 and stopped. So that, like, if we were trading now, that, like, now that we've developed that level, I might short now into that 50. But again, the shorts definitely, so we're fine. Everything's fine until I redid it right there and lost that last 10 cents. That was a little silly to do that. I'm just going to put an order out on Veru because why not? As Apple now 20 cents higher than that. I just saw that pairing off. We got to be flat at 4. If I could hold this into 4 o'clock, that might be something that you'd want to do anyways. All right, we just punched out a Veru right there, so a little bit of action on Veru. Take 50 cents on that last piece. There's the short, there's the out for Veru. With only 30 seconds left, the man, the myth, the legend is on the bell as I'm getting tired right now, guys. Thank you so much for everything today. Tesla, nice move to the upside. Amazon, not really repeating that. Let's watch Disney into the close. There's my out for Apple. Into the close, there's my out. Let's see where it goes now. Apple still making moves to the high side. Yep. And we'll get that countdown going with only 10 seconds left. Now it's Tony on the bell. Let's see where Apple goes. I was going to hold it to the very close. Let's see what that closing print is. In only 3, 2, 1. The bell tolls for the closing of the market. It looks like 87s is going to be the print. It looks like I see a bunch of 87 prints there. I actually tried to set up my market on close order for NASDAQ and it just kept rejecting. So I got to figure out what I did wrong there. But wow, what a great day for Apple. What a great day for the market. A new record on that board as we take down 7.19. Putting it, what, like the 13th best day or something for NASDAQ?
We were so close to that 7.5. I was watching it. I was like, 7.46. We can do it. No, we couldn't. We're back at 7.28.
Well, it's where it closed. Where did we close?
We haven't
7.3?
Well, futures hasn't really closed yet.
No, but I think when so I would say when you're looking at those numbers, they take the 4 o'clock print.
Oh, let's take the 4 o'clock.
I would think. I mean, that would make sense. But okay, Brendo, how did we wind up?
Yeah, and then you also got to consider this as well, guys, because there's the 100, there's the NASDAQ 100 and the composite, obviously. 749 for the NASDAQ 100, 735 there for the composite. I took a screen cap of this page because as long as I've been using this board, these are by far the biggest numbers I've ever seen on here. 6% for the Russell 2000, 5.5% there for the S&P. Wow, what a day.
Yeah, It was great to have it with you, Arun, here today. Any closing comments? Because I don't know the next time we'll probably see you in December. We probably have take a couple days off in and around there.
Yep. Yeah, you guys will see me in December. I mean, I show up once in a while as these guys they take their days off and no one else is there to cover. But I mean, for the most part, I'll be around. I'll be somewhere. I'm around. It's just you may not see me on camera, but I'm around somewhere.
Well, we'll see you every morning at 9 on the futures call.
We'll keep doing that.
We'll still keep doing that one. But yeah, wow, what a big day as Apple continues its extension to the upside here. Arun, Neil, myself, Pratt, every trader that trades with us, even all the guys behind us, as you can see them getting ready to rock and roll out of here, we have to be flat at 4 o'clock. So. Unless there's some sort of a closing idea that you have, you generally have to be flat at 4 o'clock and for sure by 4:15. So we don't carry anything overnight, but I want to give a big thank you to everybody for watching today. What a big day, man. Thank you for hitting the like button. Follow us all follow me on, Arun's not on Twitter, but follow the rest of us on Twitter. Wow, Apple's still extending, man. Yeah. Apple up to 147 and change now. Look at the NASDAQ in the futures, Arun, 7.5 now in the futures. So there's that number that we wanted right down here, 749. I just saw hit right there as Apple continues its extension here. Wow, Apple to 150 tomorrow probably, guys. Let's watch out for that trade. But hey, for everybody here at Trader TV Live, a big thanks to Lucas, Fahad today for doing everything. Big shout out to Prad, Sharif. Wow, what a great midday show that was. Their darkness on our screen. Anyways, I hope everybody else can see that. And Brennan, another busy day, man. But tomorrow's Friday, Remembrance Day, so that's an important one for a lot of people, and we'll be here carrying the day. It also bank holiday, so we'll see if that affects the market at all. But wow, what a run up, man. 7.5%. Pretty happy with everything. And like you said, Brendo, good to take a screen cap, man. Those numbers were absolutely incredible. But all right, let's wrap this up. It should be a very boring Thursday night football game as your Carolina Panthers battle the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. We'll leave it at that. But for everybody here at Trader TV Live, Brendan, Arun, I'm Sean. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao, guys.